I'm about to start, so I'm going to bring everybody down into chat, and then we will go live. So 2 seconds.
A huge inverted.
What's up, guys?
Hey.
It's almost perfect.
Almost.
Almost a huge inverted. Oh, Moist is behind his logo. Hey, I should try that next time.
It's me.
Oh,
It's me, Moist Noodle.
What is up? You crazy little bit of crazy.
Man,
Oh,
that
dude.
trailer for Beyond Good and Evil was
I know.
amazing.
I just
was
watched it.
saying to Vertigo, can you imagine the ship getting clamped, being like the UE Stanton being caught by a kingship or something?
Oh, it is crazy shenanigans. Hang on, let's just move across. Let's go live. Let's go live. We're going to go across straight to our video things because I do have it here. I think we can watch it briefly as we're talking. So we can have it up. I don't think I got the audio, but we can kind of see a bit of it. Hang on, let's just make this full screen.
Make it big.
Make it big.
There
we go. So we can kind of see what's going on. So open universe. Oh, they're creating an open universe. Space Monkey program. I know we're talking about Star Citizen, guys, but I always think it's great. We're all gamers. We all love space. This is a game that I think there's a few. If of all the games that are out there that I think potentially putting the foot onto Star Citizen, this one could be it in terms of the fun. And because of the fact that they are doing a universe, an open universe, they're going to have ships flying around. It's the closest I've seen in terms of ticking boxes that are so close.
Yeah, the
Star Citizen.
console peasants are going to be able to enjoy something. You know,
I know,
that'd
they're
be
gonna
nice
have
for
something.
And we might get it for. It might not be on the. It'll probably be on PS5. I think they're still quite a bit of a way away. I don't think they're quite there yet. I think it's got a bit more to go. But in terms of the scale of what they're trying to achieve, it's close. It's not quite as big, but I think that's a good thing. I think that's a good thing.
I'd rather have a limited area that's actually fun to play in than just like unlimited space where there's emptiness.
Oh yeah,
So
absolutely.
I mean, if it doesn't have to be big as Star Citizen to be fun.
Look
Oh,
who
look
they
who they
got.
got.
They got the guy from Third Rock from the Sun.
Oh
What's
yeah,
his name?
he must be one of the voices. I'm guessing.
He's like 80 now.
He was. I watched him. He looks exactly the same. He looks exactly like what. He has not aged at all since I watched him with Heath Ledger in that movie with the teenage movie. 10 Things I Hate About You. Not that one. 10 Things I Hate About You. What's he saying? Let's listen. Let's turn him
Was
up.
it A Knight's Tale?
Let's turn him up. Let's turn him up.
Oh, A Knight's Tale. I remember that. That was good.
Oh, A Knight's Tale. He wasn't in that. No, it was, Heath Ledger was in Knight's Tale. He was in 10 Things I Hate About You. Romantic show. He was the friend that fancies the really hot girl at school. Oh. Jumping.
One or two of them and we put them in the game. We're going to be really making the songs together. And the same goes for the visual assets.
Look at it, looks good. That's loading screen.
I'm just so absorbed by this right now. This is like the worst Star Citizen podcast ever.
Yeah, we're looking at the competition, going, I want that.
Research, R&D.
Research R&D, exactly.
Do you know what? Honestly, though, the truth is, like I said, like here at the Asylum, we're not just purely Star Citizen. Okay, we do other things. We play other games. We're gamers, just like the rest of us. And at the end of the day, I as much as I love Star Citizen, I actually like the fact that other games are coming into the genre because I think it's going to give them a bit of a push, honestly, because they need it because they're not getting the push from us. Exactly, choice is not a very bad thing
as well. You know, they can be looking at this and being inspired by like worlds that this game are creating, which I think is fantastic.
You notice he's doing the power stance. I don't know if anyone's watched Blackadder. He's got the full power stance. What's
that
fun?
website that they were just pushing, it's crashed.
Has it?
Servers are down.
It's sick. Like, but that was the thing. Like, Cyberpunk crashed. We had Cyberpunk earlier. That crashed Discord today because they've got a Discord channel which I've joined, and it's crashed completely. Like,
man,
it's just incredible. It's like they just don't anticipate us nerds. I'm telling you. Okay, cool. So anyway, that's that one is a big game. I'm now going to go back to. I'll watch this later in my own time. If there's anything else that's really good, people, I have it going in the background.
Rainbow Six Siege. I'm watching that now.
Sorry, this is the rest of the podcast.
We're called Nerd Gamers, talking about nerd stuff. Yeah, it does look good. Right, I'm going to pause it. I'll come back to that. Okay, so welcome anyone. I've got HCVertigo. He's a streamer, Star Citizen. Really good. He's been streaming like crazy, Star Citizen. Probably one of the most active Star Citizen streamers, I think, at the moment. If I'm being honest, I think you've probably, if I was to look at the statistics, I think you've probably clocked up some of the biggest amount of hours, I'd imagine. If I was
whenever I look at Twitch, you always seem to be online. At what point do you sleep?
Yep.
He's distracted by Rainbow. He's like literally, he's like my dad. My old man. When I talk to him on the phone, I can tell when he's not paying attention because he's just like, "Yep,
all right, fine. I'll close it. Fine, Rainbow Six Siege. Wait,
I'm not closing it.
He's like, I'm not closing.
Rainbow Siege. Yeah. So we're gonna put the podcast on hold for about 2 hours, guys, and then we'll be back. Now, wow, Jesus Christ, honestly. Let's bring this up a second. I'm just getting the stuff done. So how's everyone been? We're all just here to play great games. Exactly. That's exactly it. That's ultimately what we want to do. We want to play great games. We want to create content. We're excited means that you guys are excited. And for me, I love E3. I know lots of people go, oh, this was the worst E3. There was better ones. I'm like, it's new. Anything that's new. How can anything that's new
the EA conference was a pile of ball sack, to be fair.
In what way? In what way was it bad? What, just the way they delivered it, or what was in it?
Yeah, they were using it to
promote the lack of loot boxes.
No, that was the one
grandstanding.
But it was a promotion for the shareholders. Like that was not written for gamers, and that is the point of E3. If you're gonna sell to shareholders, do it at a frigging shareholders meeting. It was just so crap and so lame, and that 20-minute thing with Command and Conquer, that's not even Command and Conquer.
Oh my
Don't
God.
put Command and Conquer on the name of some shitty mobile game.
Command and Conquer for the new generation, the generation that has their heads
don't
shoved
give the
into
new
their
generation
phones.
shit games.
Don't give them the shit. Don't give those children anything. Let them be children.
Hang on. Have any of you played it?
No,
I saw
telling you,
you can't talk about it until you played it.
Did you notice how the green crystals you have to collect, which is the currency?
Yes,
Do you know what
Tiberium.
They had it on the poster, at the bottom of the poster. I can almost guarantee you, right? You're going to be able to buy 100 crates of those green little crystal shit things. I can guarantee it.
Oh yeah, of course.
I'll never be able to look at Command and Conquer the same way ever again. That's
we all know that mobile games. I don't play. The only mobile game I have on my phone is Infinity Blade. That's it. There are no other games on my phones anymore that I play because they're all just out to try and get money out of my pocket. So I just have no interest in.
You know what mobile game I have on my phone? I have Twitter. Yeah,
I have that as well.
I consider that a trolling simulator.
I've got that. That's good. I enjoy that. I enjoy my Twitter. But no, that's it, man. I paid £5 for it, and people would be like, "Oh my God, you paid £5 for a mobile phone game?" Yeah, because it was worth it. Because it's a damn good game.
Phone for a second.
No, £5 for the phone. They would be off a battle lorry. But no, I'm like, yeah. I mean, I've been duped when they first started. I was one of those people. You know, when this thing came in, I fell for it. I spent far too much money on a few games, and then I kind of woke up, and you kind of like had that. I think it was like you have a holiday or you lost your phone or something for a week or two, and then you come back and then you kind of go, "What was I doing?" Because it's like the haze has been removed. Like, why was I spending like 30 quid a week on fucking crystals so that I could get a piece of land? And it didn't matter because I think it was a Transformers game I bought when I realized that every time I reached the point where I was fairly decent, they kept changing the level of all the cards, so it would go to level 6, then all the cards would go to level 7, so you were forever spending money to try and hit the target. And then I realized I was just like, this is silly, there's no point to this, I'm done. And then I deleted everything, and I was like,
mine was Fallout Shelter. I downloaded that, it took up all the space on my phone, and my phone was constantly barking at me because I'm out of space. We can't update this because we're out of space.
I'm pre Fallout Shelter. I got burned by The Simpsons.
Oh really?
It's the Simpsons mobile game. And then I just kept forgetting about it. I don't live with my phone under my nose constantly, so I kept forgetting about the game. And then everybody would die in the vault, and I was just like, well, okay, I guess I'm not playing this enough, so I deleted it. I didn't even get to the point where it was asking me for money.
Moist, you got your. I think we're picking up an echo, dude, on your microphone again.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
It's because Vertigo's getting very passionate.
He's getting passionate. Passion. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, no, we've all been there, I think, and the people that haven't been there, just it will happen for you eventually. Don't worry. It's like puberty. It hits everybody eventually. You realize, fuck, this is terrible. I'm moving on with my life, and that's what happens slowly. I'm hoping eventually everyone in the world. The problem is there keeps being new people that keep coming along and falling for it, so it keeps continuing this cycle of loot box hell. I keep hoping eventually we'll hit the kind of point where everybody has decided, yeah, no, loot box is terrible. This is a bad idea. You know, it's one of those things you have to grow into.
Oh,
so, but the E3, the puppy, but the E3 thing I thought was interesting because they were so adamant to tell us some of these new games. This will not have loot box. This will not have loot box. But then I was kind of going, well, does FIFA no longer have the loot box shark cards that you spend?
No, it will.
That will.
Well,
I was like,
because it
will. I was like, so an NBA Jam and Madden and all those other ones, which make you enormous amounts of money.
Sorry for the Battlefront 2 guy. That really awkward smile that he had. I was like, oh, you poor thing.
I did feel sorry for them as well, but then I was like, I don't feel that sorry because some game somewhere unfortunately had to take the full force of this nonsense. I don't think it's going to change that much, if I'm honest.
Well, they'll have microtransactions instead of loot boxes. They'll find some way. It won't be a loot box. It'll be a spinner or something. Spin the wheel. You unlock the ability to spin the wheel or something. And you get a prize.
Yeah, no, exactly.
They'll change it. Yeah.
So anyway, we'll get on to Star Citizen now, and then we'll come back to E3 a little bit later. Have you guys been playing it this week? I know obviously HC's been playing it a lot. Moist, have you played it at all this week?
I have actually.
Woo,
yes.
That's good. That's good.
I'm still trying to unlock Eckhart. That dude. Still failing because every mission I seem to pick up is bugged to hell. And I swear the servers are getting worse.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, Evocati usually causes the servers to be more unstable. I've been crashing out more than I remember. Usually I swear to God, they're running live servers on the same servers they're running Evocati, and if Evocati does something really weird, it crashes the live servers too.
I don't know, it just seems really weird. Like the missions are the buggiest now than they ever have been for me. It's just driving me insane.
Honestly, I think if anyone's been here longer than a year or two, you just get used to it. Every time there's a big patch, or it's because the servers, they have to take resources away, and for whatever reason, it seems to have an effect on the game. I don't know what it is, but it's always something that suffers. So it must be missions this time, I guess, because normally it's like frames, like just go tank.
I had this for the last patch as well. I noticed missions started getting really shit last time. So
and the PTU, I know they were really bad. Like I couldn't do the black box missions at all. Like I'd take it.
Well, it's like the combat missions. I go to them. I go to the waypoint, and then nothing initiates. It just hangs there.
Yeah, but
and then it'll just disappear out of my accepted mission list. And like I will go to, I'll accept what do you call it, missions where you have to go pick up poop.
The trash.
I'll go there, and then there'll be like no poop, or like I'll take the poop, and then the poop will disappear from my ship. And then I'm like, how am I going to fill up Port Olisar with poop if I have no poop in my ship? You know, it's like, what do you do? Times are hard. There's a credit crunch on.
That's what happens when they take the bathroom out of the Cutlass Black. You got no poop to put into All-Star.
First world, space world problems is what I would say that one is.
First they came for our Cutlass Black's bathrooms. Now they've come for our poop.
I just like.
I say enough is enough. We have to draw a line here.
The beds in Port Olisar, I just want to smear some on the ceiling so when people wake up, they just see brown. Best prank ever, dude.
We're called it the Quake 2.
Just leave a little heart in the middle with my finger.
Heart, thinking of you. Well, you didn't want to talk about Pride Month either, man. Now we're talking about this. This is what happens.
It's fine. We're in the asylum, so everything's kosher. Poop on walls is normal.
This is the kind of
poop on the walls is normal. Well, poop on the wall, on the ceiling. Jesus, I'm not sure I would want to live with you.
Actually, like, okay, this actually reminds me of something. I have a tangent to go on. So there is an item in the first Dark Souls that is manure. It's literal feces, and you get it from certain enemies, and certain enemies will drop it. I had a viewer come in while I was doing a playthrough of Dark Souls, and they asked me legit, "What do you do with that item?" And I'm like, you know, that's actually a really good question. The first time you see that item, you're like, what the fuck? It's
I
like,
think don't you carry a little flower around with you in that game? You know, like you just have it in your back pocket or something. You just give it a little bit of manure just to keep it going, and a little bit of water, and put it back in. It's hidden in your. It's hidden in your night suit. That's the real mission. That's what everyone doesn't realize is that you're keeping that alive throughout the entire. No,
you smear it on yourself, and that allows you to blend. You see, enemies are blind. So you smear it on yourself. That way you smell like them, so they don't identify you. It allows you to sneak.
Is that
through.
it?
It's part of the stealth.
Legit?
No,
I was about to say, is that legit? I was like, that could be. I mean, I've watched. Everyone remembers Robin Hood, the original Robin Hood, the one with Kevin Costner. There was a scene where he does smear,
manure on himself. Yeah,
manure on himself to try and get through situations. So I was like, it's going to be bad when you get that there.
You throw it at enemies to poison them. It's a thrown weapon.
Okay, let's moving past the shit. But you've both been playing. Unfortunately, my PC is still being fixed. I've just found out today though that it doesn't look like it. They're going to confirm 100% tomorrow. There's going to be some more stuff, but it's not a hardware problem. It was Windows.
Of course it was Windows.
Yay,
It was the Windows. So I set my PC off to get it repaired for no fucking reason other than the fact that Windows well, to be fair, I wouldn't know how to fix it, but Windows pretty much walked my computer. And I was talking to the guy and he was saying, I'm not the only person. They've had lots of problems with Windows breaking USB. So like all of a sudden, and I talked to Matachi as well about this, he had the same thing. The Windows update suddenly removed your USB and then you have to reload Windows or something completely. There's no fix for it. It's an absolute. It's just yay, Microsoft.
Yeah, I had the same problem when I swapped over to an SSD. Like Windows, I tried to do just a straight install of Windows. I didn't copy it over or anything. I just reinstalled Windows on the SSD and it just didn't like it.
Yeah. When my OS SSD finally died about 3 or 4 months ago, I did a fresh install of Windows 10 because I kind of had to. And that fresh install, I had to kill about 2 days later because it was so bugged. Like I had a bug with the version before the SSD died, where if I tried to adjust the volume, nothing would happen. And I'd be there spamming volume down and volume up and nothing would happen. Then about 30 seconds later, my volume would go crazy back and forth like that and eventually catch up. And then just everything stopped working. It wasn't picking up USB devices. Audio wasn't working properly. So luckily, this install of Windows 10 I have at the moment, touch wood, is okay at the moment.
But it's got me concerned though, like legitimately concerned now, because I'm like, well, I can't be sending my computer off for like 7 days every time. I mean, I'm not great with computers, but many people are like me, rubbish with computers. I can't be sending my computer off for 7 days every time there's a bloody Windows update, because there seems to be one every couple of weeks. So yeah, I'm like legitimately going, and it does, like someone says in chat, I think it was digital. It's like even if you switch it off, it still fucking wants to update, and I keep constantly getting the update notifications, and it will do it itself half the time anyway. So it's just, yeah. I mean, I'm furious with it.
They have made a change though that I really, really appreciate. If you restart your computer now, it reopens all of the windows that were there when you restarted it.
I don't care.
No, for me that's amazing because I have so many monitors, everything has its place. Right. I don't have to open everything every time. It's quite nice. But other than that,
yeah, I got a copies of Windows 7 sitting right over there on that desk. Like when I get sick of Windows 10's bullshit, like that we're taking Windows 10 out and we're putting Windows 7 64-bit back in.
Be like, yay, let's play Windows 7. Windows 95. Is it Windows 8? Yeah. Windows 95? I can't remember.
I have a copy of Windows Millennium Edition somewhere in here.
Windows 2000.
It's a relic. Wow. It's just like so I can lift it up. Hey kids, remember this?
It's not even a good relic.
I know. If you can't be set a good example, be a good reminder.
God, I can't remember. I've had every Windows there has been. Like, you probably the same. I've had every Windows. There's not been a Windows. Oh, there was one Windows. I think one of like the millennial one that you have. I think I skipped that one. But other than that, I've had 8. I had 8, which was was okay. It's more stable than this fucking thing. Number 10. It was annoying, but it was more stable.
8. I didn't hate 8.
I skipped
didn't hate
over
it.
it.
That's because I knew all of the keyboard shortcuts.
Yeah.
To, like get me to the proper control panel and stuff. And
It
it's just
wasn't
like
that
the plebs
hard.
didn't know how to use it, and they didn't like it.
I just
I
googled
just-
it and I was like, oh, that's what you need to do. Oh, okay, it's not hard. I was like, it's not that difficult. It's a bit frustrating, but it wasn't that difficult.
Yeah.
I didn't get the problem. But anyway, yeah, Windows 10. I mean, it's been okay, but recently it's just been a nightmare. So I haven't been able to play Star Citizen, but I've been able to watch, and I've been enjoying watching all the people play. I've been chatting with you, HC. I've been chatting with people who are doing Evocati and finding out about how the Evocati build's going. And obviously, we can't talk about too much of that type of stuff.
Yeah, I can.
But we
I
can.
talk
About
Evocati.
leaks. Can we talk about leaks that have been on Reddit though?
Yeah,
I talk about leaks on Reddit all the time.
I'm not Evocati, so we can talk about it. It's fine. It's not a problem. We can, if you guys want to post the links, we can go through the leaks. If people, we will, spoiler alert, obviously, people who don't want to watch the leaks, that's fine. Just, disappear for 10 minutes. But I'll let you know. Don't worry. When we do it, if we do it, and when we do it, I'll make sure. Obviously, we'll give people plenty of time if they want to jump away and do something else they don't want to know. That's fine. I'm very aware of that. But we're not going to get into that. First of all, we do have some stuff to discuss. So first thing, as always, is the roadmap. So let's go through the roadmap. I've said today I'm going to try and keep it as salt-free as I can, but we do have to talk about some concerns. This is not really salt; it's just more concerns. Okay, so let me just bring up the picture video, and we'll go through it here. So we have, as you can see here, so we got the 3.1. I've kept this open, so I got 3.1, 3.2, and then 3.3. It's just to kind of give us a reference of where we were, where we are, and where we're
All
going
right,
to
so
be.
I got an update for you, Madness.
Mhm.
You love this. I literally muted myself and deafened my microphone because I was watching a small segment, a tiny segment of calling all devs that is very important to you. It's a feature that is near and dear to your heart that I just instantly saw in the title of calling all devs. They will not be allowing agent smithing in Star Citizen.
Cool, perfect. Good job. Well done.
There you go. Confirmed today. I'm calling all devs.
Good.
Good.
I'm good. I never thought it was a good idea anyway,
hated
so
that idea.
I'm glad that's
I don't know why
been.
people thought that was going to be a thing.
It's
Well,
a minute. It's like
drop
one.
in, drop out co-op was a part of Squadron 42, so everybody just assumed you'd be able to do it in Star Citizen.
Yeah,
And
it was. They
that
did
feature
kind of
is
talk
dropped.
about it themselves. They talked about it themselves, agent smithing, on some of their stuff. So that was on them. So that's good. Great news. I haven't watched Call of Dev, so I haven't got because I've been too busy. But if there are stuff that obviously, if there is stuff on that we talk about, and you guys have got latest information, feel free, share it. We'll update it. It's good stuff. So here's my thing. So if you look at 3.2 versus 3.1, the first thing I thought was quite interesting is now that we know that obviously bind culling has been moved and then the FPS combat has been moved into 3.3. One of my main things is if you notice, we've got core tech in 3.0, which was performance optimization, was one entry. You go to 3.2, core tech is one entry, performance optimization. You go to 3.3, core tech is 11 entries. 11.
Now, to be fair, some of those entries is like face over IP, cloud tech.
This is my right. Okay, there's a few things on this. So we've got object container streaming, code conversion, object container streaming, object extensions conversion. So there's object container streaming is going to be in there. We also have environment blend shading, network entity streaming, VoIP, cloud technology, bind culling. Granted, bind culling they reckon is 12 of 22 tasks, and then performance optimization. That's all going to be in 3.3. Just in the. I mean, that's
no, that's not all. Like, that's going to be stuff's going to get pushed.
I know, and this is my point. This is my point is like they've only managed for the last two patches to do polishing, and now they're going to drop 11 core tech things into one. And I'm expecting this to be, if they do all of this, to be, honestly, Sergi, if they nail it and there's no bugs, good on you. I think this is going to be. If you think item 2.0 fucked stuff up.
The very first Asylum podcasts that I was on, we were looking at the roadmap, and I said, there is no way we're getting bind culling for 3.1. There's no way we're going to get it for 3.2 or 3.3. If we're going to get it, if we get it before the end of the year, it'll be at least in 3.4. And look what's happening.
Okay, so but I mean, so let's just say they push a few things. Okay, I mean, but then it's they've only done performance optimization in 2 patches. Only in 2, just performance optimization.
Oh, come on! Like when 3.2 drops, it's gonna be awful. It's gonna have worse frame rates than 3.1, 3.14. It's gonna take them another couple of patches to get things back up to snuff.
And they're gonna
how it always goes.
And they're gonna drop 11. And okay, yes. I mean, I don't know, man. Like with VoIP alone, I know you guys like. I've got a video. I think of. There is a video. Here we go. There's a VoIP of from the latest conference with the guy showing us at the latest conference, wherever this was. I can't remember where this was, with the guys kind of showing them how it's working and stuff. Yes, it's on a cell phone, so okay, ignore it's not high quality, high res stuff. But this is him moving his mouth and kind of getting it to work and all the rest of it. And I was quite impressed with it. It was kind of cool. Yeah. I thought it was pretty cool. I was like, yeah, it looks. There's a few. You can see there's going to be a lot of people doing kind of weird things when this does get.
I just can't wait for it to like somebody like I think I talked about this on the Astropub. I can't wait for someone to like find like reflective pieces of tape on their face and get the face over IT to mess up, and you're just telling your jaw just goes to the top of your head.
But here's the thing: when they were talking about the face over IP stuff, I think it was last year. They mentioned that you'd have to have a 60 FPS camera webcam at least for it to work. And in order for 60 FPS to work correctly with pretty much every webcam that I've looked at, you need really good lighting.
Yeah.
So it's like not everybody is going to have this level of lighting. So I'm hoping that the webcam that whatever that company is it actually Faceware or whatever they called it making the webcam?
Yeah, Faceware.
They're focusing on the lighting, dark lighting. They're looking at really good
hoping
lighting.
that whatever camera they're working on is
we had
good in low light.
On the last podcast, we had, I think it was Nighthawk Zale, who actually, I believe, went and over to Faceware Technologies and actually had a demonstration of.
That's the same place as where this video is from. Yeah.
And he had a video too on his YouTube channel. And cool. I think it was Nighthawk Zale. Someone correct me if it's wrong. It may have been someone else.
No, you're right. It was Nighthawk. It was Nighthawk Zale.
Right.
He was there.
So he said that they are working really hard on getting it so that the webcam that CIG is trying to push is going to work in low light as possible and at 30 frames per second. So they're trying to lower the bar.
Okay, that's good.
So I don't think everybody's going to be interested in it though.
No, I mean, what I'm fascinating is like object container streaming and bind culling, as everyone's mentioned before, is now going to be in theory in the same patch.
And we're not going to get Hearthstone unless we have object container streaming. It's not happening. Like they're not going to have that massive polygons floating off in the middle of Stanton and not expect to have a huge performance hit.
Let's look at 6. Let's look at 3.4. Let's just look at, because for me the core tech is super important for this game for this year. This is for me is like the make and break of this year. I know all the other stuff is fine, ships and everything else is like
ships though. It's a step to look at.
You know, but this is the meat really of the year and the most important parts. Procedural city rendering performance will be in 3.4. Improved space scenery, aesthetics, polish basically. Parallel network. Well, no, it's more than polished, to be fair. I take it back. It's more than polished. They showed us some stuff. It's going to be beautiful. Parallel network jobs. What does that mean? Does anyone know?
That's more of like server-based technology.
Multi-threading. So increased network.
That's like getting the server. That's basically getting the server to do more work for you for less hardware.
Okay. So, and then we've got lobby refactor. And then we've got server meshing and then performance. So for me, I was looking at this going, it's kind of like they said that they're breaking up to make this game optimized and be able to be like set up for the big story. They've got the 3-pronged attack, isn't it? It's object container streaming, it's network bind culling, and it's this server meshing, lobby and multi-threading. Those are the kind of 3 things. I think with the amount of time it's taken them to do the net binding, and the object containing stuff, they've only just started one of 40 tasks to do for 3.3. They've done 142 of 198 for
you
the
can't look at the amount of tasks though.
I do, because that's all they show me. They put on there. I'm looking at it.
Yeah, but okay, so say you have a job on that list, right, that has 4 tasks, right, and each task takes, say, 200 man hours. So that's 800 man hours, right? Then you've got a task on there of like 4, or a job on there that's got 40 tasks, and each task takes like an hour.
Yeah,
It's like you can't judge it on the amount of tasks in there. Like they can fly through those tasks, and it's very often like when you like bind culling, for example, like you will see progress, then no progress for ages, and then suddenly progress, and that's because they've been working on one particular task that takes ages.
Yeah,
you know.
Okay.
So
what you're saying is really they should just get rid of the tasks altogether and just have night by night.
Yeah, it's not really an accurate way of saying. I'd rather just see a percentage bar personally.
Percentage bar, like 10%, 5%.
Yeah, that they just manually update, and like they pull the numbers out of the fairylands and just go, oh yeah, we're 20% done now. You know, because
20% done.
20% done. Fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, yeah, okay. I mean, that's a completely valid point, and I completely understand that. But yeah, no, it's just I just look at the numbers and go, it seems like a lot still to go.
And that's the thing, it demoralizes a lot of people, which is why I don't think it's a great idea.
It's just like a windsock in an airfield. That's all the numbers mean to me. It's like, okay, the wind is blowing that direction now. All right, so maybe we need to do this when we take off. That's all. It's just a general gauge of how far along they are. But that last task could be a monstrous thing that gets it pushed back.
Yeah.
And when they pushed that network bind culling, it was just that was a signal to me that meant they couldn't get it to work out in the 3 weeks. Well, before we had an answer for them on why it got pushed back. To me, it was like that was them admitting like we could in the 3 weeks we had to release, we couldn't get it to work, or we couldn't get it to work properly or good enough when it hit. And then we got the actual dev response. Yeah.
So Clive Johnson's dev response was basically to say, we don't think we're likely to see bind culling in 3.2 PTU build without object container streaming. So again, like, but here's
my big criticism of the whole bind. I should just stop.
No.
Here's my huge criticism of the bind culling thing, right? When they delayed it for 3.1, do you remember what they said? The reason it was delayed?
Testing. Yeah, they said testing. They said that they were so close. They just needed more testing, and then it was really close, and just needed some testing, and it was going to be.
And now they're so far away again. So clearly that testing didn't go very well.
Clearly, I mean, they have said that before. To be fair to them, they have said that we do 2 tests, and then it throws up a whole other set of problems, and it could have been it was so close, and then 1 test, and then whoa, all shit's gone crazy.
My guess is they thought they could potentially put network bind culling in without object container streaming, hence why it was at the very start a separate job. But they were trying to figure out if they can get it to work without it. And as Clive Johnson said, it just caused when you got close enough to something and it started loading everything in, it just caused a huge stutter, like massive amount of stuttering when you got close enough to actually start loading stuff. And they said, well, in development, which is in the thread we have right in front of us, in development, that's perfectly acceptable because us devs are using that to hunt down bugs. We're used to that kind of stuff. But as players in a live alpha, would we put up with that? Would we put up with that? I probably wouldn't like it too much.
Yeah, this quality of life.
I really feel sorry for Clive.
I do.
Like
he did get quite
attention to the community, and it must be so demoralizing for Clive. If you're watching,
we love you.
The good work.
We love you all. We love you all. Except for whoever that person is that's doing the flight mechanics. I am going to choke you when I see you. In a kind and loving way.
I like to point out to any admins currently watching this, that was a joke.
That was a joke.
We love you. Like, if we get bind culling before the end of the year, then I'll be happy. And as I've been saying since like January, am I disappointed? Yes. Am I annoyed? No. I was expecting it. I think a lot of people have been expecting it to be delayed to the end of the year. So
I expected to push back as well. Like I knew that network stuff was super difficult to do.
Do you know here's my kind of like my little thing about this, and this is where I get a little bit frustrated. the acceptance and the constant acceptance that delays and lateness is dangerous. It is dangerous because then they think there's a kind of like just a kind of like, oh, okay, you know, it's okay. It's like your mate that's always late. There's always one mate that's always late, and you just, oh, it's Ted. Do you know what I mean? He's always late. It's Ted. He's always late, Ted. And you just learn to accept it. But the truth of the matter is, it's fucking annoying, and he should get his shit together and be on time. And that's the thing. But you just get used to it, and you're just like, oh, it's all right. And it doesn't help them in any way, shape, or form in the future because they're always going to be fucking late for shit. So it's like,
there was stemming off this conversation. There was a post put on Reddit today. I'm trying to find it, but I can't.
Oh, is it that what's his name post where he reposted a post from someone else? I actually have that in my replies. I could probably
please find it up because
that was like pure astroturfing if I ever seen it.
To be fair, I thought it was a very well constructed post.
I was just looking at the upvotes and downvotes in the entire thread, and I'm just like, something really weird is going on here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't really pay attention to any of the replies. I just read the
I do itself. when I look over a thread like that, I'm like, I read the poster, I'm like, I usually try to ask myself internally, what's the angle here? Am I being manipulated? And then I very suspectly kind of comb through the post and the every little bit of detail.
Even if it was somebody trying to manipulate, they brought up a really, really good question. The game, the scope of the game now is not anything as it was back during the Kickstarter days.
Oh yeah.
And this person, whether they're real or not, you know, just let's throw a scenario out there. You have somebody with a disability who's in a position that realistically, by the time Star Citizen comes out, they won't be in a physical condition to play the game anyway, and they're stuck on this ride that they don't want to be on. So should they have the right to refund?
Check your private messages for it too, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
I think if you're
Discord.
I think hang on. Sorry, private message.
And that's something I try to bring up on most podcasts or when I'm streaming, is that the scope of the game, like the scope, the feature creep is a legitimate accusation for Chris Roberts, because when we were very early, 2012, 2013, we didn't have a lot of stretch goals, and then the money just started pouring in. And what ended up happening is a lot of the early backers just thought, hey, we're just going to get a Wing Commander 5, you know, spiritual successor, another Wing Commander game, and Freelancer 2 with multiplayer, you know, good multiplayer or something like that. And everybody thought the project was going to be fairly small, fairly controlled, and just this little indie developer. And we just exploded into this. And there's one of the criticisms in the thread that we're talking about here is that a lot of people are like,
did you post it to me? I'm sorry.
I gave it to you. Sorry. I'll give it to you.
Sorry.
I'll do it in the general.
Yeah. Check it there. Cool.
Let's check it there. In our little
chat. Nice one. Cool.
Yeah. So one of the things that is that's brought up by people is that we started out as a very small little close-knit indie developer. If you remember the original Wingman's Hammer, it was actually very, very lighthearted humor, very kind of not very well produced, but they had kind of like this close knitness to the company. And now we're starting to get the kind of like the EA. We're a very professional, very polished company, very serious, very straight laced. Yes, we don't make any fun here. No fun allowed. Very bubble wrap jokes. You know, you get this. Everybody. Oh boy. When Jared comes on screen, a lot of my chat just starts going, fast forward, Vertigo, we don't like this guy. But you know, Jared has that kind of very safe bubble wrapped humor that's not inoffensive, family friendly. Oh yeah, we're just having a good old jolly time here kind of humor. And you go back and watch Wingman's Hangar, and they're talking about blow up dolls and stuff like that.
Do you know what? Yeah. Do you know what I think on this one they should do?
Mm-hmm.
You should get this guy and take him to the studio. Show him shit that you'll never let him play stuff that no one else has ever played.
I'd say that's quite a cool idea, actually.
Because the reality is the name's not going to be finished. So I would say, you know, let him play Squadron 42 first, or let some of these people, if there are other people like that who are similar, you know, you can prove that they're, you know, very sick. I mean, Star Wars did it. People dying of cancer, and they get to see advanced screenings of the Star Wars franchise or the Star Wars movies or in Marvel or whatever. You know, it's a great opportunity to show continue to show the community that you love and support and appreciate everything that they do, and to help out these people that, you know, who clearly love it. And it would sort this. I think that's, in my head, that's the kind of the way I would kind of do it. I would kind of find out where they are and do something special, because I think it's important. Because yes, some people unfortunately aren't going to live or be able to play because of illness, so that would be a good thing to do. It's one of those really shitty things.
I don't know, like, I read over this thread and I'm looking at a lot of this stuff here, and everything that is critical of CIG right now has positive post karma. And one of the most upvoted posts on this is by an account that's only 6 days old. It's just like a lot of this stuff just kind of makes me kind of like squish my face into like this questionable, like, really, what's going on here? Yeah. And the post was like, when I finally got a hold of this post, it was gilded 3 times, was upvoted 1,000 times, and it was just like, I don't know if the community, and we've had this where we've had troll, you know, waves of trolling and flood posting come through Star Citizen. So I don't know if it's a legitimate problem with the community. The community is kind of starting to kind of uprise a little bit and kind of a little bit more dissent because of all its unhappiness.
Well,
this is just a concerted effort to troll.
Even then, if it's a genuine post, you know, again, it comes down to vocal minority, really. If you have a very loud, small group of people, then it can come across like it's the whole community. And I find that Reddit is a salt pit anyway. So
yeah, it's Reddit after all.
The reality, the way I look at it is that there's 2 things. If the person genuinely still wants to be part of it and loves Star Citizen, I think of it reading down there, they don't hate on the game. I think they just feel a little bit like they haven't got what, you know, the single player part of the game that, you know, Squadron 42 basically, which is what they wanted. And I'm in a similar boat, you know, when we see things like Cyberpunk, 4 years, potentially another year of obviously polish, and then we're going to get 5 years for the single player campaign. Star Citizen, granted, CD Projekt had a studio already and had already built 3 games beforehand on their whatever they're doing. However, you do have to look at it and go, they have 500 staff now. They, you know, after the last couple of years, you know, they've had enough staff. The Squadron 42, realistically, you can't be seriously going past 2 more years and not having Squadron 42 ready to go, in my opinion. I think for a single player part of the game where you can make it much more conventional to the you know, they can cheat on a few things if that's the wrong thing to say, but they can potentially cheat a few things to get the game out because it's not part of the MMO. So, you know, they've said it themselves. I think Jay Lee said that, you know, we could do costumes, and not costumes, but we can do armor that, you know, we don't need to worry about because it's Squadron 42, not the MMO.
You don't need to swap. You don't need to swap. You know, little individual pieces.
Yeah, set dressings and stuff. Yeah. You can, you know, put people on rails in terms of the universe. You know, they don't have to go fully open.
They don't have to go open world. Stay within the boundaries, soldier. Get back into the fight. You know, you have the radiation screen pop up.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I'm sure it's coming soon. I mean, you know, people talked about next year. You know, maybe London. There's been rumors about CitizenCon. You know, so I think hopefully something will be next year. But for this gentleman, obviously, you know, he can't wait too long. So, to be fair, I can't wait too long. I just, when I see these things coming at E3, these games are coming. There's more games coming. This is good for us. Lots of games to play. But you know, it's hopefully the boot up the backside, just to say.
Like, I would love, right, to be sat there for CitizenCon and for them to show a gameplay trailer of Squadron 42, and then for the trailer to fade out, and then a date to fade in, and then just hear the laughter in the crowd because nobody believes for a second they will actually hit that date.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're Ted. On my hard drive. They're late Ted, you know what I mean? It's just I don't believe him. I don't believe it. It's pointless. They're not. It's unbelievable. You've lost all credibility, and that's the sad thing, I think, is like when I see Cyberpunk and I see people get excited and I see myself get super hyped for it, and I'm saying why? Because I know the game will be ready when it's ready, but it will be ready. And it will be amazing, and I don't think it will be long. That it'll be too long. I've already seen stuff, or we've already seen the trailer. The game trailer is the same graphics. I trust. I know them. They just scream.
They had a successful project before recently, Witcher 3, that everybody loved, that I never played, even though I own it. Maybe that's a sin. I think. How to save money with HCVertigo. Buy a game at full price and the all the expansion packs for $80 US, and then never play it.
They've always talked about not doing loot box. Loot box are crazy for a single player game. They've always referred to leave greed, is a quote from the guy, leave greed to other companies. That's not what we're about. They're about making great games, and guess what? When you make great games, people buy them, which makes you money, so you can make more great games. Surprise, surprise. Crazy. Who knew that?
Sorry, Will just said in chat, I'd want them to literally drop Squadron 42 completely without any fanfare or hype. Just release it and let people find it, blah, blah, blah. So I
just
really
shows up
like
as a
that
short
idea, but I know that they will not do that for a second. And even if they don't want to pay for like trailers and stuff like that, they will at least like throw copies at like YouTubers and stuff like big YouTubers. But the way they probably word it is Squadron 42 from the creators of Star Citizen. And when people read that, right, they will explode and be like, but there is no Star Citizen.
No,
we've got this.
No, it's gonna be Squadron 42, a Chris Roberts game. And you think I'm joking? If you go back and look at all the box art for Wing Commander, everything up to Wing Commander 4, a Chris Roberts game was on the box.
They
the
will,
front of the
but
box.
they will name drop Star Citizen because that is what people know. You know, who the fuck is Chris Roberts?
But my worry is this is my point. My worry is with this constant thing is that they're eroding the power of that brand. The more your image is damaged, like anyone knows, and I know this from footwear and from businesses generally, if your image gets continually damaged, eventually there's a point where you just can't come back from it. Generally they could still do it because obviously they can produce a really great game, but there still can be a knock-on effect. Like look at No Man's Sky, for example. They first released No Man's Sky, bad image, and they're slowly but surely turning around, but that image is going to take a long time to change. Skoda car example, terrible cars for ages, Volkswagen bought them. Is still people still have a perception.
People associate that because even the casual. And this is why I say a lot of the mainstream media, the not specific content creators and like YouTubers and streamers, even individual gaming magazines like the publications, online publications, aren't necessarily as important as the idea that most people don't. They just read the headlines. And then they remember the emotions they felt after they read the headlines. Oh, Star Citizen! Yeah. I remember that was had this controversy. That was that stupid game that was selling ship for $27,000. That's what people remembers.
Yeah, always late, really late. They want my money. Yeah, people are unhappy. They're always grumbling about the really expensive game, pay to win. Pay to win will be the all that kind of thing. Oh, I'm not interested in that. I'll go. How much is it to get into it? Oh, $70. $70 for a game package. Oh, sod that. I'll go and play Witcher I'll go play Cyberpunk 2077 times Mark II version 2 because that'll be when it's ready. For $30 or whatever. With free DLCs.
Sorry, I'm just watching the E3 presentation from Ubisoft, right? And they're showing a game that looks just like No Man's Sky. I'm so confused.
So confused.
What the hell?
Hang on, let me see if I can.
It's literally No Man's. It is No Man's Sky. Wait,
you do know that No Man's Sky is going multiplayer now, right? Everyone here knows that.
Yeah, it has.
It's going multiplayer.
No, it's not No Man's Sky, but it has a similar sort of effect. Yeah, it looks just like it. Like even like scanning effects and stuff are the same.
Everybody's saying No Man's Sky in the stream chat on the Ubisoft conference.
Hang on, let's bring it over.
I'm not even looking at the chat, so I'm glad that.
Let's bring it over. We'll bring it over. I like this.
It's got some sort of assemble your own starship. It has a toy.
Wait, but No Man's Sky is Sony.
This is not No Man's Sky. This is not No Man's Sky. This is just
very No Man's Sky though.
It has a toy you assemble.
They showed this. They showed this off last year E3, and I said back then it looks just like No Man's Sky. I remember this now.
Starlink.
It's one of those things. It's like that Disney game where you have to buy all the models, and then like Madness. Give it a couple of years, your boys will be playing that, and you'll be forking out like £200 a week just for those little models. You'll love it.
No, I won't. No, it's not going to happen. I'll just say to them, no, we spent all my money on Star Citizen. I've got no more money left.
We're not doing loot boxes this year. We're doing amiibos. No, I'm sorry, not amiibos. We're doing Connect blocks or whatever.
Just be like, I would look at them and be like, get a job, and then you can spend all your money on loot boxes. Then we're good.
And they're not loot boxes. They're Connects. They're Connect toys. They're Connexes or whatever they call them.
So yeah, okay, cool, awesome. Starlink again though. another freaking space game's coming out. Star Citizen has proven that there's money to be made there, and we talked about this, and I'll talk about it again. Is if Star Citizen does become a big success, expect EA to haul out of the cupboard Wing Commander and sell that shit very quickly.
I can't wait. Well, it's gonna be a mobile game. It's gonna be a mobile game.
You know that Wing Commander is actually on Origin Access, right?
What?
1,
Wing Commander?
2, and 3 and 4, I think. I've got them downloaded. I still haven't played them yet, though.
I did a stream project for Wing Commander 1, 2, and 3. I'm working on 4 right now. Okay. Got it off GOG.com.
Starlink, Beyond Good or Evil 2, Cyberpunk, Star Citizen, No Man's Sky going to multiplayer, EVE Online still rocking around. You've got
EVE Online last week.
What else have we got? We got a few other. We got a no joke. We will be. It's just like someone's going to win, and we've got Dual Universe as well. We talked about last week.
Are they announcing a new Star Fox?
Space Engineers. Star Fox.
I'm watching the Ubisoft conference, and they got a Star Fox.
Have they?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Hang on. We go across. We go across.
We got
Bring it
Star
across.
Fox too.
Let's go. Let's go. Sorry, guys. This is becoming more of an E3.
Starlink still.
What is going on with sci-fi and gaming at the moment? It's just insane. No, I'm not complaining. It's awesome.
What a year to be alive.
What a year to be alive.
Is this Starlink
Star Fox. No, that's Star Fox.
No, people are saying this is still Starlink, though, that you have to assemble the toy or something. I don't know.
Oh, maybe it is Starlink. Oh, no, it's Starlink. It's still Starlink.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So they're doing like a cross-promotion.
Okay, this is again, this kind of comes to that thing again, though. It's like, not necessarily really great graphics, but the flight mechanics might work really well, and you might be able to hit something, and the dogfighting might be really enjoyable.
It might be fun. It might be fun.
It might be fun. Who knows? Who knows? So the internet's rubbish at my place. Oh, crash!
I know that this guy. Oh wow, their shit just went down.
Yeah,
I know that this guy. The other guy who runs Ubisoft, right, is like an evil dictator who makes really crappy like clone games. But he's like one of those blokes who like I want to buy him a drink. he just seems so nice. I actually want to buy him a drink.
He does. He dresses like my dad.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He's like
he's just got a sweater with his shirt. Yeah, he does. Doesn't he? He just but you don't realize he's like back in the day, like he was a hardcore drug user, and just literally just like crazy hardcore.
Now he's
Probably
Mr. Rogers.
Still is. He's a CEO.
Yeah, probably. He's like okay. Now this is going to be really, but he might be into that asphyxiation. Nintendo man. Nintendo man. Sorry guys, we should just do a commentary on E3 tonight.
The E3 Snarkathon.
Discussing things. Star Wars, yay!
Star Wars, yay! There it is.
Oh, thank you so much. It's so happy smiles.
I like his shirt. I'm also wearing a Nintendo shirt. Can I show everyone? Can I show everyone my official Nintendo shirt?
Bring it across.
Oh no!
Yeah, go for it.
Do you think it's safe?
Yeah, it's fine.
There we go. That's how you save Princess Zelda.
That's how you save her. That's how you save her. That's how you save her. Starlink. So Starlink is on the case. That's a new one. And it wasn't Bethesda has just announced a Star game as well. Star spaceship game as well.
And more people know more about my coffee machine than they do know about Starfield. Like we know nothing about Starfield. It's like it's a space game.
So I'm just like, yeah, it's like we are going to be treated to some some special stuff coming up in the next couple of years. That's for sure.
I'm so hyped.
Battlefield 1943. That'd be great.
Oh, this is cool. Oh look, he's got the vulture in the background.
Yeah.
You see it looks like the Drake vulture behind him.
Mm-hmm.
It does. It looks like the anyway.
I've been copying Starlink.
Copying Starlink. Confirmed. Okay, so actually speaking of that, then let's just go to the Drake. So I have this is a cleaned up version. Here we go. We have the cleaned up version of the Drake, and I was looking at the design. So here's the cleaned up version. So it looks like it's a two winged kind of thing, and somebody's given me a picture of the official final version, which you might like, Moist, Oh, hang on, where is it? No,
it's not the official final version.
No,
It's
we're
a picture of a
passing.
ship from EVE Online.
No,
Sorry,
you
did I ruin it?
don't explain the
Sorry.
joke. Don't
I think I've lost
explain
it.
the joke.
I think I've lost it. It's gone. It's
No,
been
but
removed.
we're talking about Madness, right? Who probably genuinely
It's been removed.
He probably generally thinks and
official
thinks.
version.
Shh, no, it's not. It's 100% legit. What are you talking about? This one. This is 100%. Like I was so sure when I saw
See, I
this.
was literally
like,
about to say it looks just like a ship from EVE
It's
Online.
brilliant.
It is a ship from you online.
It's-
Even I know
it's
that.
just- isn't this the starter? Is this the starter ship? Isn't it? This is
One
the
of the
miner.
frigates, I think.
It's one of the mining frigate or something. I can't remember. It's Eve. I played Eve years and years ago now.
They're still trying to push for honor. Sorry, taking it back to E3. They're still trying to push.
Oh,
For
trying as
honor.
hard as I can.
Really?
Wow.
Well,
I mean, I got.
Maybe
I'm gonna give him. I'm gonna give him points for just trying,
Hey,
effort.
Hey, look. Again, Witcher, when Witcher was first out, wasn't a big deal, but they took the information, improved on it, worked on it. Witcher 2 came back, really set a different standard and really pushed things. Still wasn't perfect, and it gave us then, but you could see the progress to Witcher 3. Witcher 3 was exceptional. So who's to say For Honor? Yes, they could take all that feedback, all that information, and make that game
It wasn't
much better.
necessarily a bad game. They just made loads of bad community decisions, and I'm pretty sure
okay.
that there was a money thing going on as well. I
Yeah.
can't remember exactly what the drama was, but something went on that caused the community to implode. And the first official competition that they had, the guy admitted that he cheated all the way up to the top by using an exploit in the game, and they they didn't disqualify him. It's like,
Wow.
Yeah.
Bad
Sorry,
bad community decisions.
Oh yes.
Okay, we're about to see it. We're about to see it. Oh,
so they're
okay,
bringing out
here we
a second one. Is
go.
this
Here we go. I'm bringing it up. I'm bringing it up.
All right, here we go.
I just hope they get from this time.
Might as well just do a second run. The fuck am I watching?
Oh,
Oh, social justice warriors already straight away. It's already started.
it's Battlefield 5 all over again.
It's already started. It's already started. SJW.
Oh no, I have to watch chat. I have to see the train wreck live.
She's the chosen one.
Yeah. Woman confirmed. Women.
She's
Women in
gonna go and
games.
make out with another woman now, I can guarantee you.
Of course.
Everyone's like Zerwago.
She's a bit dirty, she could have had a wash.
This isn't really
that's-
going to
that's
tell
how
us.
it was back
It's
in
not.
the day.
It's not telling us anything. We know that
Where's the
You just-
gameplay?
you just-
It's Star Citizen again.
we've just added in.
Oh. This is emotional.
It's just.
So many different cultures.
Oh, they have the Romans now.
Oh, she dead. She dead.
We got like Mongolians. It looks like,
Oh.
or Chinese.
I like his
Chinese
armor.
Mongolian.
Oh no, a dude killed a Wyman.
Yay! There's a big sign on the back. Clap now.
Yep.
Held up. Everyone clap now.
After the great cataclysm that brought
The cataclysm.
I just
Get to the
noticed that
job.
The audience is full of people who work for Ubisoft. That's why there are people who are
warriors of
excited.
the ruling factions fought each other, but failed
So,
to
everybody in the
Okay,
audience,
right.
who is going to be playing for Honor 2?
Nope. I had the other one for free and I played it twice and I was like, yeah, no,
I have the original, the first one.
not for me.
And I've
Not
never played it.
fun. Respect the woman. Yeah, exactly. Respect the woman. Yeah.
No,
yeah.
Miz. They've just announced for Honor 2, I think.
It's still going. It's still going. This is the number one, the second one, where they've just, it's like an expansion pack and they've just added like, they've just
All the
added-
stuff that should have been in the first game.
Well, yeah, okay, fine. Anyway, let's just move on. Let's get back to Star Citizen. So we saw the Drake. Obviously, it's going to be what it is. It's going to be industrial kind of looking kind of ship. It's going to look. It actually is going to look a lot like. I reckon it will look like a lot like the Eve ship. So it's like.
I think so.
Yeah. Okay. We saw a sneak peek of the Outlaw armor. Is this the front or the back of the armor?
Let's have a look. Back.
I'm bringing it up. Is this the back or the front?
That's the front. No, I think that's the front.
It says Odin Munitions Corporation. What do you guys think?
I reckon that's the front.
That's the front of the helmet, so that's like the full helmet,
so.
And then it's got two eye kind of like.
Yeah.
I think it is. I mean, it looks like that's the kind of the big old kind of shoulder.
Yeah, that looks like the chest
kind of thing
to me. The chest plate.
Yeah, it looks like the front. Yeah, I wasn't sure because I saw it and I was like, oh, maybe that's the front, and then I was like, but it could be the back as well because I was thinking that could be straps going over the back.
If you look at the strap on the right hand side, that just looks like if you think about the way a shoulder falls. Yeah. That looks like it's coming down at an angle like that,
it does look,
rather than flat on a back, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you wouldn't have the way the tab because it curls up. I mean, this sounds really stupid, but the way it curls up at the front, if it was the back, you would have it probably. Oh no, you would still have it pulling back because when you think about it, when people do straps, you pull it down at the back. So no, I'm talking shit. It would still probably be okay. Okay, well, that's all we've seen, so we'll see more soon, I'm sure, which is cool. Always nice to see more armor. What else did we see? Oh, this was amazing. This is amazing. I don't know if you guys seen this. This is incredible.
I set that as my Twitter banner because it just looks phenomenal. Phenomenal.
I was just like...
That's not an in-game screenshot, is it? That's like a photoshopped real image.
Probably a touch-up, yeah.
Yeah.
It could be Star Citizen.
I don't know. That's Hurston's from what I understand. I think that's... I mean, it does look insanely realistic. I mean, like, on another level.
The lighting off the water around the Argo just seems too real.
Too real. Yeah, it does look the way the water's kind of there and stuff, but again,
and they don't even have cloud tech yet, so
I know, right? Definitely Photoshop. People were saying in chat. Yeah, high poly screen grab. Well, whoever did it, like whoever put it in, like they did a damn good job of putting that Argo in and making it fit. Because if anyone knows anything about dropping in, kind of like to make that look, that's a really well put in piece of 3D artwork. If that's fake, that is really impressive. So, and if it does anything look like this, we're in for a treat. That's for sure. We are in for a treat. And then we've got Bind Colin, which you talked about. And this is a question for you guys. So I don't know if we talked on this again, but someone pointed out this to me about the landing gear on the blade is actually on the wings.
Yep.
That's bad because if you shoot the wings off, how are you going to land?
Candid.
Yeah, you land like they mentioned this. I think on the Calling All Devs or Reverse the Verse. No, on Reverse the Verse. Last Reverse the Verse. They said if you get a wing chip blown off and it had a landing gear, you get to land like the old World War II planes with coming for landing with missing a wing. Like you get to.
Okay. Yeah. You're not going to get. Do you think because like currently, if you lose something quite important like the wing where the landing gear is, you do tend to find that the landing gear is like floating still in space and it kind of imaginary.
Yeah, they're going to fix that. They said they're going to fix that.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Then we have. Where do we have here? Let's have a look.
And considering none of our ships can actually need to taxi or actually have proper airplane landings, like it doesn't matter. You just fly over where you want to land and just cut engines and just belly flop. You don't have to worry about not having a landing gear.
Expanded cargo. Which one am I talking about here? Oh, actually, that was what I was going to talk about. Okay, so for anyone here talking about farm, we're talking about locations. So we're going to go back to chat. We'll come back to chatting. This is about spawning locations. So currently we can be able to spawn in our ships and obviously on moons and stuff. And do you think we'll be given the opportunity to choose where we spawn, or we'll always spawn back where persistently we were last?
I think it'll always be persistent.
I think it'll be persistent. Like unless we talked about having the ability to maybe have some sort of offline transit system where you can go to Spectrum or something and say, hey, I want to go. I'm at work for 8 hours, so I want my character to be moved from this system to this system, and it takes about 8 hours to do that. So I'll just hire somebody to move my NPC's body over there or something. I don't know.
I like that
They
idea.
may have a system like
And
that.
of course, if you choose to do that, then there's always the risk that somebody could kidnap you on the way.
Or you just pay, have to pay extra money or something.
It was just a little,
to be honest.
Yeah, I think that's cool.
It's an idea. But I don't know what they're going to do. I think persistent, wherever you log off is where you're going to log back in. That's probably how they're going to do it.
Well, that's what they wanted to, but obviously sometimes it does crash and there is issues, and so you can't get back to exactly maybe where you were. But I was just thinking, how will they, if it does, I mean, do you think it'll ever be a situation where it's like a really bad crash, for example, and you can't be back in your spaceship? You'll have to go back to somewhere if they'll give you the option to choose the location where you can spawn, or if it will be.
I think it's going to shove you back to the nearest bed. Bit next to the nearest tab complex. That's what it's gonna. If you have a crash bad enough where it loses your current position, because I think they're gonna keep backups of where you are on their end.
Sure.
So that way, if you do have a crash, it's gonna be like, well, this guy was in orbit over here, but for some reason everything got corrupted. So we'll just move him back to Hurston because that was the nearest bed for him. We'll just throw him back there.
Yeah.
And let them deal with it.
Yeah. Cool.
So,
that's why.
Sorry, why?
That makes sense. Sorry, Maurice, what's up?
Just going back to E3, why does this look like a new Rise, Son of Rome?
Probably because it is.
Probably because it is. Or a new.
Crytek at it again.
Is it the new Assassin's Creed in Greek? In Greece?
It might be.
Yeah, it's Assassin's Creed Origins, because Origins wasn't really Origins. We have to go further back to the.
Did he just shoved the trident through the entire guy's body? That's not how a trident works. I just
it's
don't
a game.
question it.
It's a game.
It ruined my immersion.
My concern about this is, and I was watching some people talk about this, is that Assassin's Creed, when Origins was good, was because we had a 2-year gap between when, and they drop Assassin's Creed every freaking year. It does my head in. So I don't want this to be another one like a year. You burn out. Yeah, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I don't want. I just wait a year and give us it again a year later. Let me enjoy Origins, because I'm enjoying it at the moment. It's fantastic. But yeah, cool. Okay, that's good. What was the next thing? Oh yes, okay. So the Banu. I was chatting with a friend of mine, and we were talking about the Banu versus the Hercules, the H2, and we're talking about the price. So originally, when the Banu was first introduced, it was $250. Okay,
the Merchantman. Yeah.
And, the Banu Merchantman. Okay. Sorry, the MMA, the Banu Merchantman was $250, and the Hercules is $360 for the standard, and I think it's $500 for the military. Okay, and now you can buy the Banu. Now, obviously, the price increased. The Banu is now $350. I think it is. If you were the last price check, it was. But originally, it was $250. Now it's $350. And we were discussing it. And we were looking at it and going, the Banu is 160 meters long with a maximum crew of about 8. I think the height is about 60 odd meters high. It's got 3,584 SCU. This is just based on the stats currently of space. The Hercules is 94 meters long at max with a maximum crew of 2. So it's less, obviously, people to run it. It's a much smaller ship with only 600 CEU space. So tiny cargo space compared to the Banu. But yet, it's $10 more than if you were to buy it now. And it's 200, not quite, it's about 150, sorry, $150 to $140 more for the military version. Now, the reason I mention this is because Star Citizen bases, they've always said that they base the price of the way they price the ships is based on the amount of components and parts and everything else on real life. When you make the ship, in real life, in real game or whatever, the ship will be made up of lots of many parts. If that's the case, I think the Banu was way underpriced then, because the Banu should probably be about £700-800.
I think you're incorrect. I'm pretty sure that they actually price the ships by getting a can of alphabet spaghetti and just pouring it onto a table. And whatever they see is what they charge.
Okay.
I think they didn't quite know what they could get away with back in that day. Like they just assumed, like, oh god, is this going to work out? I don't know. Just slap 230. Just slap 200. Let's see what happens. And oh boy, people lapped that up. And now they're doing super small ships for like the Miss Grazer, $140, and people are just lapping that shit up today.
Yeah, they know what they can get away with now. They've worked out their system.
Yeah,
the thing is, like, looking at their sales, the sales aren't decreasing. Like somebody said on Reddit, like last week, oh, why is sales decreasing? And then somebody actually posted a graph And actually, no, they're consistent. So
Yeah, see,
Nick,
like
because
consistency is always a slightly dodgy one, and I don't know if anyone's heard about cooking books and keeping numbers exactly the same all the way along. It doesn't always mean good things.
Yeah, assuming that funding graph is accurate.
Yeah, I know, right? And it doesn't.
Yeah, Chris is just there like each day buying like.
No, he just they don't even need to buy anything. They just need to move the number.
Just move the number. They can do that. I mean, I don't think they do. I don't think they do. I'm just saying I don't think they do. You can clearly see when they had a £27,000 purchase of the whatever, you know, it did spike and stuff. You do see. I'm sure it's accurate. You know, it's fine. But it might not be.
Might not be.
It might not be as well. It could be just saying the cooking books isn't unheard of. So I'm just So I was just going to show here's an image base of the size difference, just the visual, you know, as well. The difference between. So there is, you'll see it in a second. There is that's the Hercules there, and that's the Banu.
I mean, just the Hercules will fit inside the Banu if the Banu Merchantman keeps its current size. I mean, I just eyeballing it.
Just
like unless the Banu is mostly empty space.
You just gotta wedge it right in there, you know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if you take the Hercules, the size it is on there, and you just superimpose it over the Banu Merchantman.
Do you know what it would be like? That friggin' Star Trek ship that separates into 4 different versions.
Oh,
like, it could literally just like sit on top and then break away.
That was the Prometheus, and that episode of Voyager. I can't remember the name of it. Initiating attack pattern Delta 7. It just has this stupid transformation sequence. This is like, why would you make this ship? Looks like this is
I kind of like because exactly because we did the saucer separate, so why not make it do more? Okay, it's just like I was talking about it, and then I was like, that doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? I was like literally going, that makes no sense in my head. And then people were saying, well, the Hercules can carry tonks, you know, and vehicles, and it's going to have a massive, great big bomb in it and stuff and like that. And I was just kind of going, well, the bomb they've already said is potentially going to be able to get that in the tally. They said that.
I thought it was 4 bombs inside the Hercules, 4 of those S10s.
Probably, but they've been talking about it. Like, you will be able to get at least 1, I think, in a tally. You might even get 2. Who knows?
One has 2 bomb bays, for all I know.
Yeah, exactly. Who knows? So I'm just like, yeah. Anyway, I know we talked about it. It does look cool, but the Banu. I'm sorry. I'm just like, the Banu.
Stop buying the stupidly expensive ships. Just get a starter package is good enough.
I've never been into the Banu Merchantman. I much prefer the Hercules. But then again, I don't like any alien ships because they're alien ships. So
yeah,
it's UEE or get out, my friends, in my mindset.
and then
Messer did nothing wrong.
My next question for you guys. This is just, you know, the 600i. Okay, we were discussing this as well. It's like, so the 600i is going to be in this patch now. It's been less than a year. I had an answer for him.
This pisses me off.
Yeah. So the 600i is less than a year, and so this is the question that he asked me, because he's an old backer and he's bought all chips. He's like, why is that civilian ship more important than some of the old ships that we backed back in the day? Like he said, and I think he's used references like Carrick and other things like that. He's like
Orion, Banu Merchantman. Hell, how about the 890 jump?
890 jump, exactly.
Why is the 890 jump get pushed back for the 600i?
You know, these people say, well, the style guide. I'm like, yeah, okay. The style guide, just draw it.
Using the 600i versus the 890 jump, for example, although I know how you're going to like shoot this down. They need the style guides, and they need to create a ship to create the style guide for a particular manufacturer. So do it with the 600i, and then you use that style pack to create the 890 jump. But at the same time, you can turn around, and I'm going to shoot my own argument down by saying, well, they could have done the 300 series. Yep. So I suppose by creating the 300 series, you're not going to get all of the parts that you would probably need to create the 890 jump. So...
Again, I don't mind them doing the style guide and the drawings of the 600. I think I've ever really had a problem with that. That's like the look, and we're changing the look, and then we redesigned the 890. It's more a case of that they're investing build time on this. They've invested a serious amount of build time. And then my argument was the studio that made the 600i might not be related anything to do with the Squadron 42 studio. So therefore they have the time and the energy and the resources to do it. And they chose to do that one rather than the Squadron 42 guys who are too busy working on other ships. That was my kind of thought.
Sorry, I just need to interrupt with the E3 conference for a second. Good news, everybody. The main protagonist of the new Assassin's Creed is female. Okay, let's carry on.
They were joking about it in our chat. Like, oh, Ezio's a girl now. That was a joke that I saw up in our chat. And I'm just like, and then someone says it's confirmed. And I look over to Ubisoft and I'm just like, oh, okay. It's I guess it's the year of the woman protagonist. Everybody's doing it.
Let's not discuss it now.
Yeah, let's just move on for our own.
This for like an extra podcast.
We'll talk about it at the end. We'll talk about it at the end. We'll come back. Well, we can talk about it now. We talk about it now. Fuck it. Let's just talk about it now. It's live.
Fuck it. You know, right?
Personally, I don't have a problem with female characters. I enjoy playing female characters. Anyone knows anything about me, I like to play female characters. I'm a bit of a classic male. I do enjoy looking at the rear end of the female character. Far more attractive. I also like fighting the female. There's something fluid and it's just attractive. It's attractive. But I like playing male characters as well, and it's fun and stuff like that. So for me, I feel like I'm playing the Origins, and there's bits where there's the female character I think is in this as well. I don't really have a problem with male or female, so if it's a male female one, this one, I'm cool with it.
I don't have a problem with it either. It's just like, if you're gonna just make a good game and I'll play it. Like that's my progress. But when I see this happening, like they're doing it to the Jedi Ghostbusters 2016, it just feels like you're just putting them in there for the sake of putting them in there. You're not putting them in there because it's gonna add anything to the series. You're just doing it to check a box that some producer has put in front of you.
Yeah,
that's what it feels like.
That's kind of how it feels to me as well.
Yeah, I think I agree. I agree with that. I think I personally would be more ideal with, like I've said, and the same with the Ghostbusters. It's like, what's wrong with just having like an even balance between both? You know,
I agree. That was
two girls, two guys.
That was my issue with Ghostbusters.
You know, what's the problem with that? That would be very modern and relevant, and no one would have a problem with it. It'd be like, there's two guys, two girls. It's like, it's kind of the way it should be, really, in my opinion. But also four guys, that's fine too as well. You could have done that.
And if this new Assassin's Creed is amazing, I don't care. It's going to be a great game. We'll play it. We'll talk about it. Like, to me, it doesn't matter. Just make a good game, and I'll play it.
Songs are not talking about it.
It feels like to me.
All right, go for it.
It feels to me like Ubisoft and other publishers and developers are trying to get more women into gaming. That's what it feels like to me, which is why I don't like it. It's like, don't get me wrong, they're there to make money, but it feels forced to me because that's what it feels like.
Could be. I think I don't know. I've watched some great stuff on this topic conversation. The fundamentals is boys and girls are different. We're very similar in some ways, but we're also, different on the polar opposites. And we are actually quite different. Boys, percentage-wise, we're more interested in things. Girls generally tend to be more interested in kind of like, kind of more feely type of things. If you obviously put, you can see it with kids. You put like my son will play with a truck and a train, whatever else, and then a girl will be more likely to play with a doll. There's fundamental differences between the sexes. There is. As that's kind of been a fact for since forever. I don't even know why we're even having to justify that bullshit these days. So for me, it's like trying to get women to play games isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it's like, just make cool games. You don't have to put, like, if you make a boy game and then let's put a girl as the protagonist in this, girls ain't going to play it either, because it's not really going to be able to appeal to their type of playing.
That is my issue. It feels forced. It feels out of place because that's why I think they're trying to do it. But there are, like, I have lots of female friends who play computer games, but the bulk of them, like, yes, I have a couple of friends, like Tiki Trees, for example, who will play games like this. I don't know if she's into Assassin's Creed, but I've seen her play combat games.
Yeah, same.
But most of my female friends play like more puzzly games, side scrollers, shit like that. More
Sims.
Games.
I see a lot of girls play Sims, like kind of like and some other, like, I don't know. My missus plays a lot of mobile phone games like Candy Crush, and she plays that type. She's not really into the whole. heavy kind of. I mean, she played Mass Effect. Most is love. Again, like I said, we are similar. The sexes are similar, but there are differences.
I'm not saying
in extremes.
create games for girls. No. All I'm saying is that all my female friends, or a large percentage of my female friends who do play games, don't play the same games that I do, and it's very often like you will get more women to see screenings of certain films. Yeah. Than men, because of the story of what it is. It's like Die Hard, for example. When I went to go see Die Hard 4, whatever that shitty film was, there was like no women in there whatsoever because it was friggin' Die Hard. You know,
don't make a game for men and then try to get women by making them lead to just a woman, because you kind of just still made a game for blokes. And so anyway, it's. I think we're kind of on the same kind of wavelength.
But anyways, I'll be able to play the new Assassin's Creeds and have some nice TNA to look at while I'm sitting around my swords. What you're saying? So they have made a game for men.
Yeah, in a way, they probably have. You know, picture she's in change the costume. She's in really, really, really short. It's really like cropped kind of assassin's clothing. You'd be like, damn, girl.
Think of that skirt, some cloth physics, and when she's doing the somersaults, it just kind of pops up every so often.
You'd be just like constantly getting the camera. You'd be doing that the synchronizing with the camera really low, like way or really high. Like, oh my god, tits, yay! Such a dirty boy. Oh, no, it's. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. We've done that. We talked about No Man's Sky, which is pretty cool. A question for you guys: if you could buy real estate in the game, where would you buy?
I would be in a cave on top of some mountain somewhere and telling people to get off my lawn with a Super Hornet.
I am a natural city person, and I would just love to buy an apartment at the top of a friggin' skyscraper in Art Court with a little landing pad, so I can just dangle my legs off the edge of the landing pad with a bottle of wine, swigging the bottle of wine, and then probably pass out and fall off the edge.
Yeah,
I'm the same. That's why I'm so hyped for Cyberpunk 2077. It's because of the fact that it's like it's like the city kind of Blade Runner meets kind of all that. Same with Beyond Good and Evil 2, it's kind of got that Fifth Element kind of city with shit going on. That's what I want, so I would be the same. I would want to be in a city.
I love the idea of just flying from Art Corp to, say, Hurston, for example, where Vertigo has his little cave, and just landing outside the little cave and be like smacking a couple of pans together. Vertigo, are you still sane?
his hermit game.
Just yelling about
what year is it?
It's yelling about 314. 314 destroyed Star Citizen. Remember when it was good back in 263?
I'll come round for my salt mining around the corner. I remember what you were talking about, Vertigo, like with Zimmerframe. I remember when 2.63 was great.
I can't wait.
Okay, so what was the next thing I have here from the wonderful world of Reddit? This is about name tags and IDs. What was this person was saying? He says, I'm a firm believer that all names and ship players' names should be readily available if and only if you are in a squad, party, or a fleet. You scan and identify them. Did we talk about this last week? Or did we?
Let me, probably, because I'm pretty sure that this discussion has been going on for a couple of weeks now. But I wasn't here last week, so can I offer my... It's something that I've mentioned on the podcast before, and I don't understand why more people aren't really thinking or talking about my idea, because it's fucking genius.
Of course, because you had it. That's why I tell everybody, every idea I have is amazing because I had it.
Exactly. But nobody seems to have really thought about transponders in our suits or on our mobiGlas. It's like, it's our option whether we want to display our name to everybody or whether we just want to display it to people in our party or in our organization, you know. And we have a frigging we have a heads-up display in our helmet, so it only displays when you have the helmet on.
You clearly didn't watch. You clearly didn't watch last week, because that's exactly what I said, Moy. I said that we could use one of the hard points as a scanning jammer.
Clearly you've listened to me and stolen my idea. How dare you?
That was it. I just stole your idea. We talked about it earlier. Don't worry, I'll take the credit later. You can give me 5 quid later. I agree. You just said similar thing. So I'm like, yeah, I think that you should be able to. Helmets there. The transponder information should be a choice between either you give it to the people or not. And I think people
you should
could
have
it so
like
people can hack it.
open party or something, party only, friends only, stuff like your privacy profile on your Steam page.
Yeah.
Like
it would make sense.
For example, sorry to bring up a different game.
That's fine.
Like you could set a reputation of an individual or an organization or an alliance or a corporation. So say, for example, you have, say you have the Madness organization, right? So I could set the Madness organization to be negative, so it displays like people's name or people's names in red, or it displays their name with a little minus next to it, so I can see that people in that, if they choose to share the name with me, that they are negative to me. However, Madness, you as a personal friend, I could set you as a positive in my contact, so it shows you as being a positive. But again, it's whether you want to display that information to people, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've talked about this on, I think it was Uber Nerd was having this conversation as well, and it's like the only time and place effectively is if you were the police and you demand, like, you know, I need your identification, please tell me who you are before you come. Those are ultimately the only kind of places where
out in the wild, out in like lawless sectors, you would need to know who you're dealing with and who they're affiliated with.
This style of gameplay actually opens up to the hacking mechanic, because a smart hacker could change their identification on their transponder, so I could display, for example, as Littlebitofmadness. You know, and then go commit some crimes and grieve you that way.
Could do, right? I think it would be, but I think, like, let's just keep it to the simple. I think, which I think is exactly what you said, which was, you know, show your friends, don't show your friends. Potentially, you know, you can hack if you wanted to hack, or jam. I would say you have to choose a hard point to jam, so you can't show people your identification, the information. And the same with your ship, the vehicle that you have, it would show the person who bought it. So if you bought the vehicle, then they'd know if you were the police, effectively. If I was in a car and the police pulled me over, they run my license plate and then it shows the license that's connected to the car. Similar sort of thing. You know, if you bought the ship, then it's kind of thing. But if someone else bought the ship for you, then in theory you could say it's somebody else.
They did mention. I can't remember whether I just read it on Reddit.
Gifted.
Reddit on Reddit. Whether it was actually discussed by, but it's in the back of my mind that ships themselves will have reputations.
Oh,
ships themselves. Oh god, now we're just going down the rabbit
Wow.
hole.
Wow.
So, for example,
really,
I think just asshole in my 600i, right, and I trash somebody's apartment, like by smashing into it, and then because I'm drunk flying, and then going to sell my 600i to a little bit of madness. Then it's a little bit of madness that gets pulled over.
We're getting into a crazy world, but that is kind of funny. But I do like the idea of that'd be like in Grand Theft Auto if you got like a 5-star rating on the car, and then you get out of the car, it doesn't follow you, it's just in the car, and then you let your mate get in the car.
Getting out of the car.
Unless you're seen, that's true. So you're not seen, you get out of the car, then you can hide away, and then you give it to like your mate, and he gets in it, but it's a hot car instantly. That's kind of that's. I kind of like that, if I'm being honest. I kind of like it because I like it's because this is the slightly sadistic side of me, the kind of naughty version of me. Kind of just I love the idea. It's like when I'm with Public Enemy and I could go to people to drop me off at Port Olisar and no one could kill me, but I could get them to bump me and then it would give them a crime stat. And then people would come.
All the police are going to see is the ship, and unless they're able to do a deep scan of your ship, I can't remember exactly what they said about how scanning. I know they're going to be able to scan people, but it's whether they're going to be able to identify you from that scan, which I doubt that'll be the case. I don't think it'll go that deep to the point where they can somehow miraculously find your DNA and stuff.
They can't go deep. They can't get deep on everything. Otherwise,
they're going to go deep on you.
They can't go deep on everything. I will resist.
But it does remind me of something we did recently with me and Exodus, where I pushed him out the back of my Cutlass and someone ran him over at All-Star. And we were talking. That sounds like a great countermeasure system. You just get a daycare together in the back of your Cutlass black, and if you just want to punish somebody, you just kick kids out in front of people.
Okay, you sound dark.
Your forehead is so shiny. Vertigo.
I'm just tweaking the color.
Shower.
Every time you take a drink.
I'm sorry.
Mine
I'm
is
tweaking
as well,
it.
to be fair, but
I'm trying. We're all looking. I'm trying to figure out why I keep losing you. It's driving me crazy.
There we go. It's fine.
I think we're fine. I think we're fine now. Yeah. So that was the ID stuff, and then okay. So someone was talking about spending real money on UEC this week. I had a really interesting chat with somebody. I had a chat with my wife. I always do like a big old kind of consensus on spending real money on UEC. Does it matter? Will it affect the game? Will it ruin the game for us potentially with when people can do it? CIG's current understanding is that you are limited to 150,000 UEC with a 24-hour cooldown on any purchase of 20k of UEC. So one will be paying $20 a day to slowly boost their pay to win. But if you spent 20k UEC, there isn't much in the verse, then there's not really an advantage because of the single player success. Missions brings in more than doing that. Now, okay, so that's kind of what they've said they'll do in theory. But again, we know CIG, the goalposts can change as and when they see fit. Yeah. And you've seen my tweets on this, and I think we commented on it with me as well. CIG's, I go, this is what they say, and then this is how they behave, and then I kind of try and put the two together to see, and it gives me generally a sense of what we could expect, and if they're going to stay true to this, or if they're going to change the goalposts properly. My worry is the whales. Sorry, Moist. I'll pitch this all out and then you can talk about it. My worry is though they cater. CIG changed many things. I don't see that because at the end of the day, why would they currently like the whales? They give them lots of money. Why would you deny a whale? I'm a whale. I've bought an Idris. I've given you 20 grand, and it's day one of when we go live. I want to fly my Idris. I'm willing to give you another grand just on week one. I'm going to give you another grand just so that I can buy enough UEC to fly some of my biggest ships on that day one because it's going to cost me whatever. Why would you not want to take that money? Why would they not take that money based on their
from a business standpoint? They're gonna do it.
The problem becomes with rich people buying UEC. It fucks up the economy, especially if they can give that UEC to anybody.
This is my concern. Like, I do have a genuine concern about selling UEC. Like, I've never had a problem necessarily with buying ships because in my head, the argument always was, well, yeah, fine, you can buy your Javelin, but you're not going to be able to fly it on day one until somebody pointed out that actually, mate, I'm going to buy a whole load of UEC, so I think I will fly it on day one, thanks. Which, when you've got organizations like Test, when you've suddenly got this huge friggin' fleet of big ships flying, and you've got your base builders going straight away on day one, it's like, I don't know, it just seems like such a bad idea to me.
If you live in
everybody's just skipped over the progression with
8,000 people combined.
Like it just feels like pay to win. Like that argument that all of the anti-Star Citizen people have been screaming about for so long, it genuinely feels like that.
I'm not even going to say it feels like it. It is. Like, if me and Madness, if I were to fight Madness in Aurora LN and he has a saber, who do you think's going to win? And when everybody's on the same level, skill-wise, and if you have the better ship, you're going to win. Most of the time.
I mean, eventually, over time, it will, people will catch and get more ships. But I'm just talking about like kind of initially out the gates, and then someone said to me as well the other day, is like, we're having a really interesting conversation because the idea is like people want this in because people who are who work all day long, like me, or whatever, got a full-time job, kids, whatever, they can only play a small number of hours a day, and they want to be able to advance themselves like kind of like a crutch almost, kind of enable them to keep up with maybe some of those people that can play the 70 hours or whatever, and they can't, so that they don't feel that they're being left behind, which I understand. I completely understand that point of view. There's not I don't get it. I'm in the similar sort of boat. I do feel, however, that they miss out a little bit. They're robbing themselves a little bit of the joy of the grind, because I think the grind is very important. But I can appreciate that. My worry is that someone said this thing is that 70-hour player can equally buy the money that the other person, if they wanted to, if they're obviously not wealthy, but they could potentially buy as well. So they are got the advantage, and then they can take it another level as well over the other person. So I don't see how they'll be, keep up, if that makes sort of sense. I just don't see. It's like tough beans. Just play with the people of your similar level, and then slowly catch your mates up. Is my mindset on it, but I don't.
I watched a video by Montoya who was running test, and he was responding to another YouTuber that I can't quite remember the name of the YouTuber, Sid Alpha or something, or and he actually addressed this. Montoya of Test addressed this, and he says, if you were to go play, start out in EVE Online right now, you don't have an account, you start from the very beginning, do you think you'd be able to compete with somebody who has several thousand hours in EVE Online? Or how about World of Warcraft? If you were to start a World of Warcraft account right now, do you think you'd be able to go up against somebody in the PvP arena with a new character? All we're doing right now is we're buying to skip the grind. Eventually, in an MMO, people will reach these lofty heights with their accounts. They'll get the equipment, the money, and it just takes time to get there in an MMO. Chris Roberts, like in my idea, yes, there is some pay to win here, but eventually newer players will be able to reach these areas. If Chris Roberts allows it, you can actually buy a reasonably expect to get a Super Hornet in the game, or a Saber, or an F8 Lightning, or something like that. If you're allowed to get these things, it will even out over time. You just got to wait long enough. And in an MMO, it gets gets a little bit of a pass in an MMO because MMOs behave differently than, say, other multiplayer games like The Division.
Yeah. It was just a very interesting one. And I chatted to my wife about it, and she was like, shut up, you're talking shit. It's fine. Don't worry about it. And I was like, okay. But I wanted to kind of put it out there just to see what people's thoughts were. And
this is a byproduct of the funding model that Chris Roberts has chosen. You want to get money, Chris Roberts, by selling starships? Guess what's going to happen? A bunch of people are going to have a huge leg up when the game starts.
I think it's the reality is it's not just Star Citizen. I mean, this type of buying currency, like coins or whatever currency, gems, it's been around for a while now. It's not going to go away. I don't expect Pandora's box to suddenly, we've opened it and it's there and it's going to be there forever. It's just a question of, I'm curious, is how will it affect, do we think it would affect this game that we know, Star Citizen? Could it be a big thing? Will it be a big thing? It might not be a big thing at all. It might be people just use it to buy assets and other things. It's not really going to be that much use in the game. It could be, like they say, the cap could be quite severe and it's not really a big thing, but I don't see how Star Citizen would want to ignore serious money that could be made from some of their big whale accounts.
I don't think they will. As much as I hate it, I don't think they'll ignore it. I think
they'll find a way to give it to them. Even if it's not kind of on the surface, I think they'll find a way, and it could be like a way to get them so that they can buy like multiple accounts. For example, you could have lots of accounts, so these big whale people could just have, I will buy,
you'll have a bank account,
60 accounts.
Like you'll have a bank account, a mule or something, a couple mules to buy money with. And Chris, they're all, we'll ban them when we find them. When we know that they're there, we'll ban them. We'll take care of that.
Will just said in chat, same thing with buying power. It's been commonplace in MMOs since 2003. Not just MMOs, my friend. It's how the real world works. If you look at leaders of countries, all those people in parliament and in government, they all come from
with the United
royal
States
families, and it's just
there's a mathematical equation. There's something about it. It's to do with there's always the reality is the cream always rises to the top, and it will always throw everything out of balance eventually. That's the reality. Unfortunately, you do have to find a way to rebalance things. It's just nature. When it's out of kill too severe, or game is when out killed too severe, it's the same problem. It just gets bad, So it's at that point with Star Citizen. I'm curious. At some point they'll have to try and find a way to bring level. Eve had to do it. It does happen, but you can't stop people being great. At the end of the day, I would never want to stop anybody who wants to put in 1,000 hours, who wants to put in the hard work. That is completely cool, and I completely, I'm cool with that. I'm more anti-cool with the people buying that, but that's
also another byproduct of here's the interesting idea, like having to buy a package to get in again is more money in the coffers of CIG too, especially if people want to have alternate like banking accounts or mules to do the buying of the UEC. I don't think they're going to really crack down on the mules for the UEC buying. I think they'll try to play lip service to it, but that's a legitimate way around this sort of thing. You can just somehow you can just launder money to people to your main account just to afford to run your Idris. You know, spend a stupid amount of money. That's going to be a real thing.
Yeah. No, again, I think the people in chat, like, I completely understand. It is slightly different Star Citizen because obviously these other ones where, like, you know, you're buying lots of tiny little units and it's a little bit different. Whereas this, you can only, you know, you one person can fly a ship and you know, it is different. And that's why I'm curious about it, like, because it's a similar kind of model, and then I'm curious how it would affect, if it'll have any effect. It might have no effect whatsoever, and we're just, who knows. I'm very interested, though. It is an interesting one to see how, if you can buy success in Star Citizen.
Well, it's like Engelschlachten said, you can't buy skill. And like, yeah, by all means, like, buy an Idris and buy all the fuel to go in it and the weapons and shit. But if you're a really bad decision maker, you're gonna lose it really quickly. You know, so
sure. So that's what I mean. Like, you know, like in effect, in a way, maybe like having a cap on it is a pointless. Like, it's kind of futile. Maybe the truth of the matter is like, let them just spend all their money anyway. Yeah, exactly. Just let them have an open-end cap on it because it's not a pay-to-win game in theory, because you can't pay to win.
My mind is
so
changed.
Just open it up.
Well done, me.
There we go. So it's just, yeah. Maybe they're trying to. Yeah. Anyway. Interesting conversation, and I'm sure that'll be a conversation for many other times. We talked about this ship towing. This was something that was interesting. Do we know if there is going to be, because we can do ship repairing, but with obviously the ability to jump with friends now to the same locations, do you think there'll be a case where you'll be able to arrive at your friends if he's run out of fuel or whatever, and tow him, jump with him, take him to a location?
I love that idea purely because I really just want to relive the moment from that TV show. Sorry, Netflix show. No TV show. I always forget the name of the sci-fi one.
The Expanse?
The Expanse. Thank you. Yep. That mining ship that was towing all the rocks. Like, you just swing it round and then let go of the tow rope and off they go.
Yeah, no, right. That was pretty awesome. No, I have to admit, I would be applauding you. I'd be like, yeah, well played, boys. Respect. That is a good move. No, but it's just something I saw. Someone was like, "Oh, I've got stuck to another ship and stuff," and then I was just thinking, do we know if there's towing? Has anyone mentioned if there's towing in the game? Like, is there? I mean, I'll have to troll. It was only a last minute thing today, so I didn't get enough time.
I'm pretty sure at some point
they say they won't.
Sure I've
they
heard
won't
them
do
say
ships.
you are not going to be able to use a tractor beam.
No,
in Quantum.
So
no, but,
well, we've been arguing about using tractor beams to arrest ships' movements, and they've said a couple times that you will not be able to use a tractor beam on a ship that has its engines powered.
Oh, okay.
So powered off.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. So if you just say the idea was that you can use the tractor beam to arrest movement of a disabled ship, but you'll not be able to use it to essentially lasso a ship and try to slow it down. Something physics. That may change. I don't know. That was a very old response. That was a couple. That's right now is a couple years old from what I'm remembering.
I just vaguely remember that conversation happening.
Starter pack versus Saber.
That was that kill.
MR.
Like,
that
people were asking about it.
This is a great kill, man. That's like your one with the railgun. I don't know if anyone's seen the railgun. Go and check out HC's railgun one. The railgun one, which is like 27k or something ridiculous views or some ridiculous. Yeah. It's easily. I mean, your Saber one is fantastic, but the railgun one is so good. Definitely worth checking out. HC's. Go to his Twitter and check out his clips and watch the most watched one. It's really, really good. There you go. There's the railgun. Yeah, that's so
all I had to do is sort my clips by views, and it was the one at the very top.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, exactly. I did too. I was like, oh, okay, because I was trying to find the one with the saber, and then I was like, what? This one with 27,000? Then I watched it. I was like, yeah, okay, that's well worth 27,000 views. It's like a railgun blowing up a saber. It's just amazing. Was it a saber you blew up?
Vanguard, which makes it even
it was a Vanguard.
Because
it was even bigger ship, wasn't it? That was it.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's like, it turned out I actually talked to the guy who I killed afterwards, because he came back, tried to kill me, got out of his ship, and I think I stole one of his buddy's ship, because his buddy was actually on the ground shooting at him as a joke with his railgun. He thinks he's just throwing pebbles at the guy, and I'm actually trying to kill the guy that he's also shooting at. And so so it was like double the number of shots. I can't remember how many shots the railgun has. It's like, I think I reloaded once. So like 10 shots, like 20 shots goes into the front of this Vanguard and blows it up.
So I think
and then
we've got 5 minutes for the PC one. Someone just says, sorry, just to interrupt you.
Are you sure?
So if
it
comes on, if it comes on, if anyone comes on and everyone wants got the link or whatever, just bang it on. If Star Citizen does anything, we'll watch it live.
We'll
just interrupt straight to watch it.
I got it on the monitor.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. We're just chatting. Sorry to interrupt you, HC. Then sorry, I apologise.
No, go for it.
In your moment of glorious awesomeness, which was just watch the video. Basically, it's awesome.
Yeah, just watch the clip. It's good. That's why I have it.
It is good. We talked about sharing credits with friends briefly when we were talking about money. It was just someone was asking that question, and then it was about gas giants. But I think we'll go on to ATV. So let's talk about ATV this week, which was interesting. As we were talking about female characters, we saw
as we were talking about female characters today.
As we were talking about
forcing them into places they don't need to be.
Just goddamn those women getting everywhere. The latest model now, it is work in progress. I'm
lighting needs work and whatnot.
I'm not.
But this isn't a player character.
And this is an NPC. I know. This is an NPC. I know.
Yeah. And she's not going to be doing much moving besides the animation she has.
We will probably never see her get into a ship, which is where most of those issues actually crop up.
Yeah. I hope that they really do. I'm sure they will. I mean, but it does look pretty poor in terms of, it is work in progress, I know, but it is poor, the graphics.
The lighting on her face just seems really off, and the animation seems quite off as well.
It doesn't look good. So that was my thing. But it's nice, it's there. Obviously we've seen some female NPCs anyway. So I'll wait till we see more, basically. We have mining. So I'm just going to open these up as we go through it. So we have the mining.
Yes, the laser.
That reminds me so much of the GLaDOS from Portal.
Yeah.
Do you know what it reminds me of? I don't know if anyone remembers from Flight of the Navigator. There was Max, which was inside the Navigator that went around, and his head would come up and.
Oh yeah, I vaguely remember that.
No one remember Flight of the Navigator.
Never.
I do.
I'm gonna find it. I will find it.
It's a fairly good. It's an all right It's an all right movie.
It's a brilliant movie. What are you talking about? It got me interested.
It's an all right movie.
The spaceship is awesome. It changes into like metal thing and goes really fast, and it's got steps that hover. It's incredible. Great movie. Great movie. Yeah. So yeah, it was. Oh, where is it? There he is. I don't know if I can see a picture of him, but see if I can see his head. Where's the face? You can't really see it very clearly there. There it is there.
Oh, I see what you mean.
It's like a silver.
Yeah, it's like a crane with a light bulb on the end of it.
And it kind of moves around. It's not that similar, but it was. I think it was just the way it was moving kind of reminded me. I'm sure it looks a bit more something like something else, but anyway. So we're looking at mining.
Started.
We had that. Which looked pretty cool.
Somebody who doesn't really care about mining, but appreciates the fact that it is a game mechanic. There's not a lot for me to be excited about for 3.2.
I mean, it's nice that they're checking those boxes and they're getting the promises fulfilled for the funding to stretch goals and whatnot. And mining was promised for us.
It's just nice to see progression in development. You know,
you'll do it for a bit, and then if it's profitable, you do it a lot.
I don't have a mining ship.
Oh yeah, good point. Actually, that's actually the fundamentals of this. They do need to. Not many people have a mining ship, so no one's going to be checking
life stuff. There's literally nothing for me in 3.2.
You don't have a 600 die?
I don't have a 600 die.
You don't have a 600 die?
No.
Or a hurricane?
Nope. And I'm not spending any more money on Star Citizen. I said months ago that I had hit my limit. I had the ships that I wanted. I was not buying any more. Like, I really want a Hercules. I wanted a Hercules too, but money. I looked at my bank account, I looked at the price of the ship, and I've looked at how much I've already spent, and I said nope, and nope.
this was kind of cool. Like when I did visual effects, we used to do this for the when we would do the mapping for skinning and doing all the materials and textures. You do this kind of color noding and stuff, which is quite interesting.
That's that planet close to ArtCorp, isn't it? That's where my lot have discos and stuff.
Yeah.
The disco planet.
The disco
It's
planet.
fabulous.
But this is
It's fabulous, darling.
I thought this was kind of like to do with the way that they're doing the biomes for the planet. Is that right? This is the biomes, the varieties,
that's the
and the way
biomes.
that which is
They're going to make it so that...
But
these are 4K by 4K, right?
I'm ignorant, obviously. but is that like green for forest, and then like I don't know, pink for desert, and then right next to the desert there's a snowy area? Is that how this is gonna work?
No,
I don't know.
Like, they have like different biomes associated with different colors. So you're gonna have, so you don't have like Hoth, the snow planet, Endor, the jungle planet, Yavin, the jungle planet. They're gonna have like some variation in the terrain slightly.
I love the idea that we're gonna have different biomes on planets.
So what's going to happen is you're going to have transitions from one biome, very subtle transitions from one biome to the other. So that way it doesn't go suddenly you have a square of trees and then a square of a patch that's a square of a jungle, and then a patch that's a square of water, and then a square of desert, and then a square of, like you said, ice. You're not going to have that. You're going to have so the different colors are actually going to be very subtle transitions to other things. So it looks fairly natural.
I have faith in their ability. I'm sure it'll be okay.
Well, that was a resource thing, Crazy Tonight. Oh, that's right. That was the resource distribution. Topology.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Oh, yes. Yeah.
I totally remember that now.
It's the resource one. This is to do with
There we
like,
go.
yeah.
What are you guys talking about? Biomes?
No, but they do biomes as well, though. As well, I thought as well they're doing that similar thing. It's a similar. They're definitely
use a similar thing for biomes. I would imagine.
They're going to do a similar thing. But yeah, this is. Oh, it's cool. Anyway, I thought it was very, very cool. The mining stuff. It looks very complicated. I think it's when you really understand the scale of it, you realize the complexity and of what they're trying to achieve is quite amazing. We did the scanning. Okay, so this is interesting. So they said that the scanning has been rejected. Wait for it to come up. Will you come up? Or is it not going to come up? There we go. Scanning. This scanning was too complicated. They felt on screen. They was too busy. I'm not being. I was about to say they think this is too busy. I'm like, guys.
Have you seen your UI?
Have you already seen? Have you seen?
Have you played your own game?
like we could have told you it's been too busy for a while with the bits and pieces. That's what I want to say. It takes a point in every single section of the screen for you guys to realize that maybe it's a bit too busy.
Maybe we need to roll back. Maybe we need to pull back from what we're doing here.
That's so funny.
Wake me up inside. I can't wake up. Wake me up! I literally hear Evanescence in the background.
I know. Right?
It's like a satire of itself. Like, yeah, we scrapped this because it's too busy. Really?
Yeah, I know, right? And then we have the ping. I mean, it's more of the same. I mean, we have seen a load of this stuff already. You know, with the ping. I think my internet's kind of crashing for whatever reason.
No, it's.
Oh no, it's okay. There you go. So the ping thing. I mean, it looks good. I mean, I'm just glad it's in. If I'm honest with the rest of you guys, I'm just glad we've got it. Got something. I hope they just put it in. You know,
just the prospector. It's not just the prospector. All ships will have the ability to scan. The prospector will only be the only one that can scan for minerals, but all ships will have scanning in the next patch. You'll be able to scan for other ships. I think maybe some other stuff, but ships mostly.
Okay. Talk amongst yourselves for 2 seconds. I've got a baby to deal with. 2 seconds.
Uh-oh.
Oh no! Talk amongst yourselves, everybody.
Oh, this is awkward.
So how do you feel about E3 this year? Moist Noodle.
What's E3?
It's the Electronic Entertainment Expo.
In all seriousness, did you see how awful the EA conference was?
No, I don't.
Did you? Oh wait, didn't we have the discussion earlier about Command and Conquer?
Yes, we did. Like we can relive that moment.
Okay, let's relive it. Oh my god, I can't believe they spent 20 minutes on a shitty mobile game and then they slapped the name Command and Conquer on it. I'm so fucking angry.
And they're like, it's the Command and Conquer for the new generation. I'm like, it looks like shit though.
Yeah. No,
And I saw Madness just poke his head back in. They're talking about what.
And not only did they slap the name Command and Conquer on it, they had the cheek to chuck the picture of image of some guy that looks like Yuri.
Yeah. Oh, it was actually Kane, I believe it was.
Kane, not Yuri. Yeah.
What's his name? I
think the PC Gaming show is starting.
It's starting. Madness. Madness.
They got that presenter from last year. Madness. The PC Gaming. Put the PC Gaming on. We can't hear you, but put the PC Gaming on.
Just change. I don't care anymore.
There we go.
Okay.
Give me the link. Give me the link.
Now, in all seriousness, it's the same link. There we go.
Oh, I got it.
Now, somebody was saying that Star Citizen or CIG are here with Star Citizen and is going to be on the PC Gaming show.
Yeah.
They're not going to show anything that we haven't seen before.
Oh,
because they're saving everything for CitizenCon.
I don't know. They could show off a little thing.
I don't think they will. I think they'll just probably just do a rehash of ArcCorp or something like that. You know.
God, what does this look like? Really reminds me vaguely of No Man's Sky, except slightly better graphics. What the hell is this?
This is Space Engineers, isn't it?
Is it?
Oh no! Sorry, I saw water. It's clearly not Space Engineers.
Yeah, it's clearly not Space Engineers.
Yo!
This looks kind of cool, actually. See, this is what Command and Conquer should look like.
This is what Warhammer should look like. I love those chainsaws. Oh, this actually kind of reminds me of Factorio.
I love actually just the fact that we don't have any audio. We just talk over it.
This looks
It's cool.
Is this Factorio? This looks like Factorio. I swear to God.
The main part, which will
Oh, look, they've got roads.
Factorio.
or in some cases, we'll have players just build
Like, I think someone's ripping off Factorio. In like
tall buildings with factory floor upon factory
In
floor.
3D.
But including the resources that you need to gather from basically all around the map.
Yeah.
So you'll have vehicles driving all over.
What is it?
Ask about the first-person perspective because these types of games typically are
That
top-down.
animation,
Why
though.
first-person?
We wanted it to feel like the player is the one building the stuff.
Yeah.
And you
Right,
know,
and then
when
we
you
Star
build,
Citizen,
you
I want
build a
this.
bunch of stuff, you can see these enormous buildings, structures towering above you. But also when you go out in
It's
the
another space kind of game.
go through the
He was
underbrush
cute.
and in the jungles and whatever.
Space.
oh, little alien doggy lizard.
Yeah.
Yeah. The map is
Am I behind you guys already?
big and varied.
Yeah.
And it's about
Probably. You're always a little
30
bit behind in the
square
conversation,
kilometers
Madness.
wide, so it's kind of
One final question. I saw multiple engineers there. How does multiplayer work?
Is this Space Engineer?
a co-op game.
No, it's
No, I
not
believe
Space
it's
Engineer.
Start up
I
a
believe this is
Satisfactory.
Factorio.
Satisfactory.
Satisfactory. What a shit
Satisfactory.
name.
on this game.
So we got a close alpha.
That's not the name you want for a game. Just Satisfactory.
Yeah,
It's
it's alright.
Satisfactory.
Just Satisfactory.
How was that game? Oh, it was just satisfactory.
Thanks for joining me
You
on
really hit the
stage once
spot.
again. That is Satisfactory
Why have you got a perm from the 80s,
Now,
everybody?
up in the balcony, Frank, I understand
Hey,
Do
you
you
know,
but-
we're bringing it back.
first indie title
He needs to
today.
button the top of his tie thing up. It's not.
It looks like she was fighting a tiger. Her shirt's been torn open. Her sleeves are torn.
She's come from the 80s. That's where she's come
from
from.
the 80s.
She's just arrived in the modern world.
That's what happens when you drive to E3 past 88 miles an hour in DeLorean.
Exactly. That's what happens.
She's in the wrong fucking decade.
She looks really cute though, so I'm not going to criticize her
does.
too much.
She does.
She's proper cute.
She
What's
is.
this? This looks interesting.
The hell is this? Oh no, not one of these point-and-click adventure games.
Oh, actually.
Or
This is that
like,
game. This is Cyberpunk, but
Paper
this is New World or something like that, or whatever it's called. I can't remember what it's called.
Oh, this is Cyberpunk 1977.
Cyberpunk 1995. Wow.
It's like a cabin simulator. What the fuck is
Okay.
this?
Can I
This
just?
is going
I'm
to be a
gonna turn it
mobile
down.
game, isn't it?
No.
Like,
No.
Oh,
I
this
don't
is
know, the
Uber
text-
Simulator.
The
Uber
text is
Simulator
really-
2077.
The text is really
gotta
big,
turn-
which
I gotta
makes
turn
it
the
think
music down.
that it's a mobile game.
It's just everybody just looks like.
It's a mobile game.
Yeah.
You can tell from the UI.
Yeah. Did you say
Stay
savvy?
human.
Did you say savvy? Capra's been spamming us. We should do voiceovers for the. We should do
It's a
body
PC game show,
voicing.
so How
on
could it
this.
be a
Stay
mobile
on the
game?
road.
Why does it look like a mobile game?
Stay on the search. Woo woo.
This
Stay
looks
human.
Like future cabbie simulator, like
Capri
like you know,
is
trucking
watching.
simulator. Euro trucking simulator.
I'm sorry. Connection failure. Oh my god. I can't
Oh,
pedal
battle
back.
royale.
Neo Cab. Uber Cab 2020. Wow. Okay. This is, people have told me that the PC part of E3 is notoriously awful. So
yeah. See, the indie part of the EA conference is the only thing that saved the EA conference.
I know, right?
Because I feel this could be the undoing of the PC gaming conference.
Oh no, another battle royale game? Why?
He just
This
he
is the year
looks,
of battle royales.
he looks like he's had one too many before. It's just
He
like-
probably
That's day 9.
has.
That's day 9 for you. I'm sure his he looked at his presentation like the night before and he's like, fuck it, I'm gonna have a few drinks.
getting shit faced. World
Getting shit-faced.
exclusive. Game footage, game engine.
What is this?
So you know you
This
guys
is a
were
battle
mentioning
royale.
you guys were no everything's battle royale. I know you guys were mentioning Star Citizen like CRG not showing stuff. It is a battle royale. You're probably right, dude.
It clearly is.
It clearly is. Oh my god. Oh my
The
god.
sound of that
There's-
gun firing is
within-
awful.
Within the first couple of seconds, right, there's nothing here that makes it stand out. Like, it just looks like PUBG or
This is all
some
pre-rendered cutscenes too. So.
H1Z1 or whatever. You know? There's nothing
Ooh,
different or
ooh,
special. about
glowing machine
a
gun.
glowing gun. Ooh.
It's glowing
There's
soda.
It's even got this-
delicious.
Done well.
It's even got the same kind of music to the PUBG advert that they showed.
Ooh,
them all
fire.
running together. We're running together, running through. I'm so done with battle royale games. I really am.
Same.
Why did he?
And I haven't
Oh,
played
the
any.
gun sounds awful. That he's using.
I'm so done with it.
Me too. Like I'm just.
The thing is, as a developer, why would you think that creating one now is a good idea?
Because you've been working on one for a while.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
suppose,
That's what
yeah.
happens. Everybody gets the same idea and nobody talks to each other. It says, "Hey, I'm making a battle royale this year," and then
Can we
oh, I'm
not-
making
Yeah,
one too.
I'm making
oh,
one as
maybe
well.
we
Just
should
get
both
everybody
make
in a
one.
Facebook group or something.
And then
Mad-
Yeah.
everybody
There we
makes
go,
a battle
one for
royale
avoid.
because everybody's chasing that curve.
Oh, dear.
Proving grounds is the CEO of Automaton Games. It's James Thompson.
Oh, really? You're actually getting somebody. So, James, so why did you copy PUBG? That's the first question.
Money.
Fresh out of school.
This
Oh my
guy,
God.
like,
He
look at this
developed
kid.
it. He developed it while he was in school.
Does this guy even need to? Does this kid even need to shave in the morning? That's what I'm asking myself.
Yeah, well, as you said, it's a very popular formula, and you know that last man standing kind of game type is incredibly compelling. By
Don't
itself.
look at him. Look at us.
It's really about depth. You know, we've already talked about 400 players before, and we're sort of
Look at the camera.
talk about
Look at the camera.
Talk to us,
It's
not
his
him.
first time.
It's about
When it was your first
Don't
time,
worry.
you were a little bit wooden, mate.
He
You
hasn't
were
had his
telling
first time just yet. If this game sells a couple million, then he will have plenty of first times because he'll have lots of money. But
Sovapid says this game looked awesome.
400 players in a battle royale. Just means the
but
match is going to take longer to
I
get
don't
over
care
with.
how many people there are in the map. It's still like.
I mean, yeah, an orgy of 10 people or 20 people, it's still an orgy. I mean, it's just let's make it 100 people. Like
When I was
then it just
7, I
becomes more
came
of a
up
mess.
with the
Then it
idea
just
of
becomes
battle
more of a
royale.
mess afterwards to clean up.
It's like it's
So did I.
basically Battlefield and COD. Yeah, now you get to kill somebody every 10 seconds. Congratulations. I don't necessarily find that exciting. You know.
what they should do, I've realised this is they should have, like, my kid would go crazy for this, a battle royale with dinosaurs and machine guns. My kid would go crazy for that, I think. That would be the best battle royale ever, it's just dinosaurs. That would be so much fun. He'd love that. Because that's ultimately, we all did
There is a
battle
game
royale.
we played as dinosaurs, isn't there? I think.
Yeah, it was
I can't remember.
The
what it's
battle
called
royale.
now.
Ark. There was an Ark that had dinosaurs in it. You can fight dinosaurs.
Oh, I think yeah.
But as a battle royale.
No, it's just kill everybody. It's PvP all the time though.
That's a mistake. That's it there. You gotta have dinosaur PvP with, but they carry machine guns because the T-Rex is gonna have a serious disadvantage.
How about? Okay, let's produce some battle royales here. We got better ideas. How about a cooking battle royale where you have to outcook everyone else, and the restaurant gets progressively smaller, and then you have to start sharing. Like Iron Chef.
Oh, that's a good. In chat, just people come up with the most craziest ideas for battle royale. I love that one.
How about a religious battle royale where you have to convert? Oh, got it.
Stop. You just killed it. Killed it. We could do a shopping battle royale, like for the girls out there. You know, you can kind of like like sales day. You could get like I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how you could make that work. It would kind of be quite fun. What exclusives? Oh no!
Really naff madness.
Mate, I'm streaming. I've all computers.
Yeah, but your upload doesn't really affect your download.
I don't know why. It shouldn't be affected though, because I think it's my PC.
Reimagining of award-winning mod. Okay, what the fuck are you even doing here?
It's Daisy all over again, everybody. I'm out.
That you'll suffer the same fate I did.
Daisy. Sorry, I'm a bit slow.
I've spent a lifetime in this place.
I do apologize for my terrible internet.
Its existence.
Oh my god, what is this?
Searching for a way out.
All I found Doctor Who.
Here's my question: like, we spend thousands of pounds on PCs to get really powerful computers, but the graphics always look piss poor on the games that I'm always looking at. And yet everyone goes PCs, super PCs, and I'm like, I've just seen all the other ones. They look amazing.
They're gonna have tiny little development teams, I would imagine.
So then what's the... Again, what's the point then? Go to the place that's going to produce the best games then, which is consoles. Why do we do PC? Put up a PC, crappy PC? Like, you spend thousands for graphics. I've got the greatest graphics card in the world, so that I can have like amazing 8K, and then you have that.
The hell is this?
If you don't like it, vote with your wallet and don't buy it.
No, and I'm just, I know. I mean, that's the obvious answer. That's the easy answer, isn't it? That's the obvious one. But I'm just kind of like, I'm just saying, is this like, why even? Yeah. Wow, another game.
I thought you were going to say Sean Murray for a second.
I know, that's very close to Sean Murray. I'm not too happy when I hear the word Sean.
I still get triggered.
Internet's gone again.
Star Control Origin? Shut up! I like this one! Star Control!
Let's just take it down to 70.
Oh.
It might help the performance a little bit of my poor computer. Nope. What we got now?
Here we go.
What's this one?
This is Solid. This is the thing that CIG used to generate the solar systems for...
oh, fuck's sake, computer.
This is probably the same thing Elite Dangerous used.
What the fuck? Ah, mine's struggling.
Oh, you're missing the massive rocket.
I know. I don't understand why.
They're wearing Star Trek Enterprise uniforms. It's nice.
I got like fiber optic cable, and it's.
Have you considered paying for more fiber optic?
I've got. I can't get any. I can only get the. I can only get the best. I've got the best that I can have in my area, which is 75 megabyte, which is 50. I get 50 to 70 megabyte download speed. I don't know why it's never like this. It's been weird as fuck.
Oh wow! Oh, it has 3D graphics.
Star Control has accelerated the construction of our new modular deep solar system vessel.
Wow! I'm glad I got a 1080 Ti for this.
Yeah, I know, right?
Just saying. I'm glad I spent $800 on a 1080 Ti because I'm not going to be able to play it on my 1060. Woo!
Oh dear.
So this is the new Star Control game. It looks like.
To be fair, Star Citizen with our 1080 ties doesn't perform overly well.
No, I know. Okay.
Oh, a new alien.
Just turning it down. Okay, discover an open universe.
But we laugh and joke now. I can guarantee you, right?
Oh,
the
man.
week that this comes out, all of the Star Citizen streamers are going to be playing it.
Yep, I know. I'll try.
Including myself.
I mean, I love Star Control. Well, up to 3. Like 3 wasn't.
I don't even know what this game is. I've never played any Star Control, so.
No, it has a somewhat favorable lineage. Kind of like think Wing Commander days, like Wing Commander 1-2. That's when Star Control came out.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Wow.
Open
I mean, the guy.
universe,
To be fair, the guy does look like he's
RPG. Okay. I love it. I love it when they have like 5 different genres to describe a game.
See, like, he's kind of trying. Talk. Look to the camera. Talk. He's been around a bit longer, a bit more experience.
He's clearly been in pitching meetings.
Yeah.
Yep.
He also looks. He also looks like he could be working in a garden store.
Yeah.
Yeah. He could be selling you some.
He's literally just come from.
That's what he does on the
side. He does look like he could be telling me what seeds I need for the spring-summer season to make sure that my apples grow or whatever grow properly, for some good tomatoes. Sorry, I'm terrible. I am.
Oh yeah. Do you have to be shorter than the host to be up on stage?
I'm terrible. I do.
What you don't know is the guy on the right is 6'4".
I know, right? What are we waiting for? We're waiting for Star. We're waiting for the thing. Let's talk about Star Citizen for a second.
Combat. Why?
I'm going to shrink this down.
Style combat.
Tell me when something good comes on. Let's talk about. Well, we know about the combat, so they showed us the combat. Let's just close some of this down because this is what might be causing a bit of my slowness because it's looping a lot of the streamable stuff. So
let's play bingo. Okay, so if Star Citizen is here at the PC Gamer Showcase, which
hold on a second, I actually have a bingo sheet.
Somewhere. Who is going to be presenting Star Citizen to the audience? I'm going for Brian. Either Brian or Erin.
I don't know. Could be anyone really.
Hold on. I have shit posting. Let me post it.
I don't think it'll be Chris Roberts.
I don't know.
No, it's not going to be Chris Roberts. I think you're right. It'll be something.
Yeah, Sean actually. Probably Sean.
Sean Murray.
Too busy for E3.
Sean Murray.
I'll come back to the E3, but look. Here's with regarding Star Citizen because that's what we're talking about. The the AI still does the shooting the wall before it does anything. I can see why it's delayed. I think we could all see why it was delayed because it's clearly incredibly wooden and awful.
No, hang on for a second. That's exactly what I would do. I hear something to my left, like, oh shit, and start firing as I'm turning.
You would do a maneuver where you move your feet like as if you kind of like some sort of breakdancer from the 1980s, and then shoot.
You've never seen me riding the boosted board, have you?
No, not yet. I know yet. I know you. No. So I can see why it was broken. I mean, it was a shame. I'm disappointed. I would have liked to have seen it even in this broken state, to be honest, because we've already got ship combat. We've already got ship combat, which is shit. What's CitizenCon? Crytek. Oh, Crytek. The Hunt. Oh, Showdown. Who cares? Moving on. So yeah, so that was interesting, and then we have the. You know, they did the White Boy racing. The racing, which I thought was interesting. Sorry, is this pointless me talking because you guys are watching E3? Because it's fine. I don't mind watching E3.
Paying attention.
Yes,
it is kind of pointless. I'm feeling it's pointless. But this was the racing thing that they're doing. So they're going to have. All right, they said racing. Yeah, they said they're going to have Mad Max style racing, and they said these are some of the. He said like these are some of the fastest ships, and then I was like, that's an Aurora in the corner. I was like, he's referred to this as these are some of the fastest shit. I was like, you've got a 350
and the Gladius I get,
and the Gladius, and then it was a Hornet.
Is there a racing variant of the Aurora?
Have you noticed? Like,
am I missing
targeting the Aurora, including the Aurora?
I was like,
the Aurora is targeting itself.
It wants to die that much.
I literally was like, "Are you
Unless
serious?"
There's another Aurora in there.
Are you serious? So that cracked me up on ATV. That was just hilarious. Again, another example of they don't really pay attention to what they're doing. And then we had the that was the Savannah. We'll do that in a second. We had the this was they have obviously a racing boy or whatever it is, which buoy thing, which I was like, okay, cool.
Do you know how I'm hoping these things will work? I don't think they're going to be that big physically, but if you look at the circular parts of them, they look like they could potentially be projectors, hollow projectors. So you basically have flags coming out of each end, which would be really cool, I think.
This thing,
see what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, dare I say it? These felt a little bit No Man's Sky, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I can see what you mean.
Felt a bit No Man's Sky.
It's inspired by No Man's Sky. They had to sneak it in there somewhere. You know?
Yeah.
The truck stop stuff is all looking really nice though. I was really impressed with that. And then obviously we've seen the hangar stuff. Again, we're going to glance over this. We've seen a lot of this already before. They've shown us this stuff. It looks great. I don't think we ever have any questions about CIG's set dressings. They're always beautiful. So looks really nice. And then the
E3 is interesting, by the way.
Is it? Okay, let's have a look. I'll pause this here on the Savannah bit.
Oh, I think you just missed it.
You did. It was a mech.
Damn it.
Ooh,
Max.
Hellfire. Max.
It was a very short,
Max Hellfire.
very short trailer.
Oh.
And the dude they sent out is like...
We caught it. Iteration 0.
Iteration zero.
So, the biome stuff was pretty sneaky because they stuck in a little 600i picture, if everyone noticed. There, look, way. There's the
600.
And then there's the this is exactly what's going to happen to you, by the way. If you try to drive around, you will crash into trees. Yes. This is exactly what's happened here. And yeah, he's just crashed into trees. Actually, what happened is he's let the female that was on board the ship drive the side.
Oh, madness!
Wow.
And he was like, I made a mistake. It was immediately like, oh, I made a mistake.
Not yet.
Oh, damn, you're true. Oh, well, never mind.
Oh, man, madness. What are you doing here?
Don't even comment on that, madness. Just carry on. It's a joke.
Seriously, so many people deal with
I noticed on Reddit there were a lot of criticisms of the trees.
Really? What,
these ones? Look all right. For they look like a tier 0 implementation of
exactly. I think for
implementation,
I think it looks okay.
Exactly, Derek. No, it looks they look fine. They don't look very alien. They look very human, which is like okay.
But I think I suspect that they're still using the default speed tree stuff.
Yeah, I'm right. But again, it's like there's like we only know one type of way of making life effectively, right? So make that bit first, and then make it correct, make it look good, and then we can then go a bit more alien.
Are we thinking hot coffee?
Hot coffee.
Making life.
we only know one way to make
that. Let's move on.
The hot coffee mod. Ben Andreas.
Let's continue.
You know, you only know.
I'll explain it to you later, madness.
Okay.
You can explain it to me
when you grow up. When you get older, you can ask your father.
This plateau looks awesome.
The plateaus look pretty good.
It just looks like the rest of it, dull and empty.
No, I think it's awesome.
It's vanilla. It's vanilla land. Okay, it needs stuff on top of it to look pretty good. It's like having a bowl of vanilla ice cream.
That's what I mean. Like I can envisage like creating the almighty Space Bros space camp on top of this plateau.
Oh, okay, so I see what you
Big
mean.
flags, obviously.
Yeah, and you'll just have a gay old time.
It'll be amazing. It'll be fabulous.
Do you think you'll be able to do terrain alteration?
No, they've already said
like
no.
Deformation of terrain by like running an aurora into it? Probably not.
But they've said no about a lot of things.
Like in terms of like, you know, a Sim City, you can smooth the land type of thing.
It depends. Like,
you can go down a little bit, up a bit, smooth, basic, very basic. Do you think there'll be that in some point?
A lot of people want to be able to create roads. And if we get to a point where they actually implement road creation, they're going to have to do some sort of terrain alteration tool. Otherwise, roads just aren't going to work.
That's why they got. That's why
I'm saying now. I'm just thinking because if you're buying land, and I'm just.
I think a lot of stuff is going to be snapped together. Like this is like one part of it, and then they're going to have another piece that snaps into it, does a transition into another piece.
I mean, maybe you could build. Maybe we're going to build like landing pads, and effectively they'll rise above, and then you'll be able to smooth it out that way, type of thing. You know, it'll be like on stilts, so
it might
if it's uneven,
yeah,
you can kind of like you have to build it up so certain sections that are lower than others, and then you can kind of create like a flattish kind of thing.
I know that it seems like we're reaching, guys, right now, but if you don't think they're already like thinking about stuff or have thought about stuff like that, then
Yeah. Oh, this is my home. This is the Salt Plains of Madness.
This reminds me of Minecraft, for fuck's sake. I remember loading up Minecraft and wandering around for the first time, and this looks exactly like that.
I grew up next to an open cast mine, and that is exactly what it looks like. Not white. This is clearly the salt mine where Madness.
I'm about to say, when I saw this, and I wish I'd had more time to do it, but I was going to put a tweet out with me standing in the middle like this, waving, going, "Hey, welcome to my area.
Welcome to the Madness salt mines.
Welcome to the salt mine." And then I'll put like loads of other people next to me. HC's on his way. He's delivering more salt for me.
Is this really a Destiny 2 trailer? It is a Destiny 2 trailer.
It looks like Warframe.
Oh, it is Warframe. Ooh.
Looks like a Warframe trailer.
Warframe and
You're like Skate 4.
It was just a big moon thing.
You're a big moon thing.
I kind of played Warframe and then I kind of stopped playing Warframe, so...
I enjoy Warframe.
I played Warframe for 100 hours and I'm like, God, I wish I could go back to the first 20 hours.
I feel like such a space ninja when I play that game.
Ooh, androgynous. Don't know if it's a man, don't know if it's a woman.
I think that's going to be like next year. I think that's going to be this year. We're injecting women into everything, and everybody's really upset. So I think next year is going to be the year of androgynous, where you're not going to be able to tell.
I love androgynous guys.
You could fuck them either way, and you're not going to find out till you get your hand up there.
Let's continue the conversation away from this.
Let's move on. Let's move on. And then let's go to the main topic of conversation, which was the guns at HCV. So the bad boy.
Oh yes,
the Gemini.
I like it.
I don't like the fact it doesn't have a hardpoint option, so you can change the scope.
For the sights, it's so ostentatious, or whatever the fucking word is.
Ostentatious.
Ostentatious.
I really hope they give us the option to use Nerf bullets with this thing, because that would be friggin' hilarious.
A rotary barrel dart gun. I can imagine. For some reason, you did that.
And then they showed us the recoil as well.
Yeah, I love that.
Do you know what I noticed about this? Do you know what I noticed about this? I don't know if you guys noticed it, but look at the dudes that are standing behind them when he shoots them. I don't know if you noticed. Hang on, I'll see if I can clip it, catch it really quickly. Look what they're wearing. Kind of all black kind of suits. Do you think that's just an undersuit? Is that just a basic undersuit, just with the helmet?
Yeah, I think that's just one of the basic undersuit.
Yeah.
Because I was like, because it's kind of got the shoulder. It kind of looks like they got like a kind of a different kind of shoulder design. It just looked different. I was just like, ooh, I wonder what that one is. If that's a Squadron 42 suit, and the helmet and stuff. I wasn't sure if it fits anything. It's too shiny. We can always dirty it up with the new mechanics trash. I'm sure they'll be able to make it so it's a bit more dirty as well, so it'll age. They've got all that stuff in game.
Yeah, just fly it over to the salt mines and dump it in, and then pick it back up. I'm sure she'll take it
with the recoil, and it looked. I'm a fan. I mean, again, I discussed it with somebody else, and somebody said to me, "Why would you want to have a scope on it, Madness? Because it's going to have a huge recoil. So why?
Because
it's
going to be stupid. That's why. You
just
put a scope on it because you're stupid.
I know.
You don't know any better.
What's wrong with that? It's like, why not have different types of? We're not gonna. Why we're limited to only having one type of red dot? That's kind of sucks. Surely we could have. You know, if you're going to make it so, and like this one as well. It's another one. This is like basic irons.
It's got the iron sight, the gallant iron sights.
Why can't I put like a red dot sight on this one? You know, that I feel they should not take any sort of options and limitations away from the weapons. In my opinion, they should put all the hard points where you need them and let us be the ones that can.
I've really noticed looking at that is how much I hate the current laser effects, and I can't wait for new ones. I think they're working on new ones.
They are working on new laser effects. They know. I like how the massive these fucking batteries look on the guy's waist. They're goddamn ridiculous.
It's like
he's got a fanny pack on, hasn't he? Yeah, it is confirmed. Fanny pack confirmed.
Nice.
I mean, the animations are sweet with the way it spins and everything inside, and all the. I mean, these are beautiful, beautiful, beautiful assets. There's no question about it. They are really beautiful. This is high poly, right? In the game, it's low poly, but this is just super high poly, just to make us all.
I like how it rotates the magazine for you. You press the magazine eject button, it rotates it for you just a little bit and pops it out.
Very nice. But like I said, I feel not having the hard points option is just a mistake. They should have just done it. Like, this is a high luxury item. If I was making it, I would make sure that you could change the scope if you wanted to. to put something else on there. Makes more sense. Anyway. Yeah, cool. Very cool. And I think we can get to E3.
Haven't we been talking about E3 through the entire podcast?
I know. This is basically an E3 podcast. I'm gonna change the title when we do it. I'm just gonna clip out all the Star Citizen stuff and just put it on as an E3 podcast. Have you guys seen? Well, let's just see what's Twitch is. Is anything going on good in Twitch?
No, it's just they're talking about old console games they're taking over to the PC.
Stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
Sega's
old
taking their
school
entire
shit.
back catalog and they're porting it over to the PC.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Never mind, we already have all
Shenmue.
3 Chronicles.
It looks like the guy from Tekken, whatever his name was. His son. Right, Fallout. The hype. So this was pretty cool. I don't know if you guys seen this.
Yeah,
See this?
As you venture out into this new American frontier, some of your fellow survivors may not be neighborly.
Seen anything yet.
It looks like Destiny in the Fallout universe. You build little bases and you team up with your friends to go kill monsters in the wilderness. It's essentially what it looks like to me. I mean, hey, if you want more Fallout, there you go, more Fallout. And you play with your friends. And they have a muzzle loader because that's exactly what Fallout needed. It's muzzle loaders.
Chin up there, sport. Not all Vault 76 dwellers
Looks
will
like
be
a
so
little bit
hostile.
looks like they killed
Find
the character
them
there.
and brave the new world together.
I know.
Whether you choose to explore the wasteland alone or with friends, your days will be filled with fun activities.
Run like a rabbit, fly like a bee. No matter what you do, you'll never get away from me because I'm right behind you, baby. Right behind you, baby.
Essentially what it's going to be. It's going to be more Fallout 4. They essentially prototyped the base building mechanic in Fallout 4. And they're going to be using that because Bethesda loves to reuse engines. Anything they've built and worked on, they're going to use it again in the next game. The same voice actors in Fallout. Same voice actors in Fallout 3, same voice actors in Fallout 4, same voice actors in Oblivion, same voice actors in Skyrim.
Yep.
I'm genuinely like that could be really, really good, or not. So
it could be.
I mean,
I don't think it's going to be bad. I don't think they're going to release it. Maybe bad on the PC, like it'll have like performance issues. But I think Bethesda kind of knows what they're doing there. They know they have fans and they know the level they need to hit to please those fans. So I think it will sell. Like people will enjoy playing it. I think Bethesda. It may not be a game for everybody. For a guy like me, I'm like, I don't want another sandbox. It may not be. I need some depth to my. I don't need to be mindlessly running around shooting super mutants.
It does, like you said, it could be. It's like an Ark. It does feel a little bit like it could be like another kind of Conan-y type of like
Ark survival.
Set in the Fallout universe. Set in the Fallout, Rust. Set in this Fallout world, which again, like, might not necessarily be a bad thing. I think I was watching someone talking on E3. They were talking about the game that you talked about, which is the Fallout Shelter for your phone, and saying, you know, like, he was like hoping that maybe the Fallout would do more of a game based around living in a vault and all that comes with, like, you know, the Fallout and being in a vault and stuff as a game, as a proper game, and how that might play out. Which I think, you know, sending people out into the wilderness and then bringing them back to the vault, you know, on missions and stuff would be quite interesting. So. But this is, I'll get it. I'll play it. I think, you know, it's multiplayer. I mean, I know Miz will be super excited because he's all about multiplayer. He doesn't, you know, the single player fight is okay, but he genuinely likes to play games with friends. So Fallout, you know, playing with your friends is good. Very good. Very, very good. This is going to be a list of a couple. So this is a couple games that come out. This is Metro Kingdom Hearts 3. There's no audio of this one. I've clipped the audio. We can talk about it. So I've never played Metro. Has anyone played Metro here? The first one?
Just recently. Like 20 minutes in Metro Last Light.
Just recently, we finished. I played through Metro 2033 and Metro Last Light a long time ago, and then we just recently completed a playthrough of both games on my stream, like last month.
I got to the point of outside on Metro Last Light, and then was too scared to continue.
Is it scary?
And I had to warn my viewership that yes, Metro is more of a scary game. Monsters are definitely coming to rip your face off in Metro, and it's dark, it's moody, very little music. It's just atmosphere and monsters, and you have a gun, and then good luck, everybody. That's pretty much Metro.
It looked good. I was like, it does look good. I was like, oh, this does look good. And then I was like, oh, there's a Metro. I thought this, and then I was like, what's this? I thought it might be a Splinter Cell initially, and then I was like, oh no, it's not Splinter Cell. And then I was like, oh, cool, this is, yeah. And then someone said Metro, and then I was like, oh, there's a first Metro. Oh, I haven't played that. I must try it out.
They recently redid. They did a I'm trying to remember what they call it, a remaster of the first two games.
Yeah.
So they call them Metro Last Light and Metro 2033 Redux. You can look those up on Steam. They updated the textures, lighting, and whatnot to make them look a little bit better. Honestly, Metro Last Light looked pretty good because it was not that old of a game when they finally did the remaster. But I definitely think Metro 2033 really did benefit from the Redux. And if you want to go look them up, pick them up, and play them. They're honestly still pretty good games. They're very linear, though. They're very you really can't.
I like the rails. Games. I don't always like. I mean, I don't always have to go off the rails. It's like I kind of sometimes I like to be told where to go and what to do. I like the idea of that sometimes. Sometimes I don't want to have to spend ages trying to figure out and go on Google. I want to be taken along and stuff. This is so Kingdoms of Heart 3. If anyone's played Kingdoms of Heart 1, 2, 3, this is going to blow you away. This is obviously set in the Disney universe. Brilliant games. My missus has played 1 and 2. She loves them. Very excited about the third one. She'll definitely play this for sure. And yeah, we're talking about girls playing computer games and stuff. This is one that my missus, I think, is for both sexes. If I'm honest, I think both sexes can enjoy this game. I don't know if you guys have played Kingdoms of Hearts.
I haven't, and it's not my kind of thing. But the guy I'm dating was so excited when he saw this.
It's not my thing either.
Yeah, no, it's. That's fine, but it's actually really good and it's very challenging. So if you like racing games, so Soul.create, anyone knows him, he does great artwork and stuff, go check him out. This game he is super hyped for. He was talking to me today about this.
I love Forza Horizon.
Super hyped for this
in the UK, like they have done such an amazing job of actually making it look like the UK.
Yeah, I know, right?
And the seasons thing as well is just so impressive. You know, so it goes into winter, the lake freezes over, and then you can get to parts of the map that you couldn't get to before. That's like Zelda like style thing.
Oh my god, Metro!
I had never played. I mean, I played racing. I mean, the last kind of racing games I was playing was Gran Turismo, you know. So for me, I was like, oh, I haven't played it for a while, but I did enjoy them. And then I saw this, and then they showed like, you join your mates, and like, and you can also join like other random people.
Yeah, they turn into NPCs, so you'll still see them driving about. You can still race them. It's friggin' awesome.
Yeah, and the just the weather effects, the rain effect. I mean, I was just genuinely going, oh, this does look good. Like I was just, it does look really, really good.
But they've captured aspects of like Devon and aspects of Scotland and Wales, and it's just like just so well done. I know.
Again, like we do all go on about Star Citizen having wonderful graphics, and this is what I'm saying.
That's North Wales, like
we talk about Star Citizen, and I'm like, God, they're not doing it on like a planetary scale, but it's like the games are still big.
I'm watching the E3 Expo over here, and Tripwire just announced a game where you play as a shark and eat people.
Nice.
Literally Jaws the game. You get to play as Jaws.
Wow.
There you go. I was watching this. I was watching. It's called Blindsided. And I'm watching it. And I'm just like, the fuck. Why is there so many sharks in every frame? Why do I see a shark fin in every goddamn frame of this game? And then suddenly the shark just starts eating people. I'm like, oh, you play the shark.
Cool. Wait, so we know Star Citizen. So the other one is Doom. So did anyone like Doom? Anyone a big fan of Doom?
Yeah, me. I don't know what the new game's gonna be about, but looks interesting. Like it's just it's just a cutscene.
So it's just a cutscene. I'll just show
it. Could be a mobile game. It could be a mobile game for all you know.
It could be.
Doom D1 mobile.
It'll go back to just 2D. Beep, 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 beep.
Yeah.
Just like old school. We've gone retro. Doom
for the new generations.
Doom is like one of those, like, I honestly haven't played it since I played it in my school years. You know, it's like I'm not really.
If we get more of the last game, I'll be happy.
was good, was it?
Yes, I love that lap. Doom 2016 was great. I loved it. Music. Oh, so
the
good.
music
It felt so
was
good,
phenomenal.
ripping everything
like
apart.
the little toy things with the animations when you collect them was so good. The gameplay, the bosses, it was just so well optimized as well. Like I cannot praise it.
How's the PvP?
Really?
PvP
there
good?
was a PvP mode, but it didn't really take off.
Shame. Because it's always been the classic kind of like when I was here. I played Doom and Quake as PvP. That was the first on local networks. That was kind of the thing. That was my very first entry into combat FPS. It was really good. Okay, so this was another big one for me. So I like Devil May Cry, and so for me, when I saw that we have a Devil May Cry 5, that was cool. Like I don't know if you guys played Devil May Cry. I played the first and the second one religiously, not so much the third and the fourth one, but I was like, cool.
I've never played Devil May Cry.
Devil May Cry 1 and 2 were excellent.
My kind of thing.
They were excellent. Devil May Cry 1 and 2 were excellent, really were excellent games, and they're very popular. It's just interesting they're bringing it back again. I wasn't overly enamored by the quality of the graphics, if I'm being completely honest, for this at the moment. I wasn't overly like, oh, that looks great. I wasn't super impressed, but I thought it's interesting. The hand was kind of cool with the robotic hand and stuff. I think another game's done something similar, which I thought was quite interesting. But anyway, that's just Devil May Cry. Another game on a highlight reel. The Division 2, Tomb Raider, and then there's a skateboarding game which looked cool. Division 2 is very much the same. Tomb Raider looks cool, very much the same. Unravel 2, I don't know if you saw Unravel 2. That was the indie. This is where I like the indie stuff. I thought Unravel looks
I'm going to
really
say
cool.
now, Unravel 2 is one of the things that saved, one of the two parts of the EA conference that saved the EA conference. That guy was so genuine and lovely. And I never played Unravel, but it is a game that I always wanted to play. So I am happy that it's not Unravel 2 because I probably just play one straight after the other.
And it's cool. They've done the co-op and they put the little string together and you can play with your friend or you can kind of.
And that was
play
a very.
I've got the video. It's really annoying.
It reminds me of Brothers a little bit.
I can find it.
Where you play both characters, and I know that you can carry one character on top of the other, well, within the other. But I'm wondering if you can control them both separately as well. That's kind of like the idea that I got from that.
I don't know. I'm going to just have a little look and see what I can find. I have to say that you guys are not drawing me over to Twitch, so clearly there's nothing any good going on Twitch.
No,
not really.
I'm just going to go see if I can find.
Conference is pretty basic right now. They're doing like indie games.
Yeah.
And it looks pretty garbage right now. Like we literally have a pixel art title going.
But it could be amazing. You never know. This could be like 2019's biggest seller.
That would be a fucking bad year for 2019. Let me tell you what. If this takes the world by storm,
it probably will.
This looks like something for the Game Boy.
Yeah, this is Unravel 2. This is Unravel 2. I do like the indie and the smaller kind of quirky kind of games. I do like my. I think there's a something the forest. What was the name of the forest? The little dude, the glow in the dark with the beautiful soundtrack.
You know the best part of the whole Ori.
Ori, yeah, that's
Ori in the Blind Forest.
Blind Forest, yeah. Beautiful
best game. Part of the Unravel 2 announcement was the fact that it released there and then. I thought that was freaking brilliant.
Yes,
they announced it. They showed it off, and they were like, by the way, it's available now.
Is you can get it now.
I was like, wicked. I can't wait. That's what I'd like Star Citizen to do. Is like, and Squadron 42, and then this is it. And guess what? You can
it's
go
out
download it
now. Go.
Everyone would just lose their shit. The webpage would crash in seconds, and it would just be all over. But I would love that. I would love them to do that. That would be the best thing for Squadron 42. It's like we're going to show you guys a big review on Squadron 42, and then it's like, and by the way, it's out to buy now.
Yeah.
But I love this, the way it's a 2-player co-op. But like again, I was talking to my mate the other day, and I was like, there's just not enough 2-player co-op games. It seems to be the indie industry seems to be the only one making the co-op. It's like the big games. It's just either multiplayer or single player. It's like the indie guys make co-op.
I'm feeling a little bit salty right now because they're showing off Jurassic World, whatever it's called, Evolution. And you know what? I just feel so salty because they took the money from Elite Dangerous and used it to make this shit.
Well, they did the same thing with what was it, Roller Coaster?
Roller Coaster Tycoon, not Roller Coaster Tycoon, whatever it's called.
Roller Coaster World.
Yeah.
My kid's gonna love it. What are you talking about? It's great.
I'd just like a finished
Dinosaurs.
Dangerous, quite frankly.
I think a lot of people would. You're not the only one.
So hang on, this is the guys that made Elite Dangerous and they made another game.
Yep.
They used the money from Elite Dangerous to make Roller Coaster World, and then used the money from Elite Dangerous and Roller Coaster World to make this. Fuck you, David.
Sounds like a perfectly normal game development company where they take the money from where they make off one game and to put it into another game. Oops, don't hit them. There's those goddamn gesticulations.
If the game was finished, if Elite Dangerous was finished...
What are you talking about? They're finished with it. They're finished with it.
Don't trigger me. Don't trigger me.
Oh, God. Oh, man. No, I feel your pain. Like, I tried Elite Dangerous for 3 hours. I bought it for $7 US. And I was just like, yeah, I'm not putting up with this shit. I'm not going to put up with this shit for 20 hours.
Let me just check. Where's Elite Dangerous? Oh, yeah. 743 hours.
Ooh.
And that was trading alone.
Yeah, I don't go much for the well, yeah, I knew it was going to be a trucking simulator when I went into it, so I knew I wasn't going to like it very much.
So how much longer is this meant to be going on for, just so that I can kind of keep tabs of the time frame?
Are we even sure that Star Citizen is even here? Like,
hold on.
It is. Okay. If you say so. Are you sure they're actually doing a presentation, or they are just at E3 in a booth?
I'm just gonna fucking look it up. When will Star Citizen be at E3? See, as part of the PC Gaming Show, Monday the 11th.
Okay.
These are the specific time shows for that event: 3 p.m., 6 p.m. ET, 11 p.m. BST, 11 a.m. AST, Tuesday morning.
Important game coming up. It's an interesting game coming up here. Insomniac.
Yeah, that's what piqued my interest.
Robots and space and an alien-looking world. No Man's Sky.
Yeah, that's kind of what it looks like for me.
Meets Wall-E. Meets Short Circuit.
No,
Johnny
disassemble Stephanie.
Alive.
No, disassemble Stephanie.
Johnny 5. This looks great.
It does look like
great.
Interesting.
These are the guys that make Ratchet and Clank, right? Insomniac Games.
Didn't they make the one with the dude that has superpowers and jumps around buildings and cities and stuff?
Crackdown?
Yeah, no, not Crackdown, the other one. You can kind of like go on the roller, you can slide along and get electricity and shit. Maybe that's different.
Spyro, Ratchet and Clank,
Spyro.
Resistance.
Maybe I'm thinking of something else, another game.
I know what you're talking about, I just can't remember the name of the damn thing.
Different game, people.
Infamous.
Infamous, that's the one, sorry, difference. Yeah, that's not Insomniac, is it? That's someone else.
But
is this a VR game or something?
It looks like it could. Yeah. It kind of looks like it might be.
Yeah, the hand. I'm looking at the hand movements, and I'm just like, this looks like it's designed to be on motion controls.
Oh, he throws a grenade similar to Star Citizen.
Except the grenade works better in this game.
Yeah, I think it might be a VR shooter. I think you might be right. It's a few things, like the way it moves without like much head bob. Otherwise it'll make you sick. Also, like the ammunition counter is quite big. The floaty hands.
Yep.
Ooh, Anthem.
Here's the reveal.
That would make me
Anthem for VR. Oculus Studio.
It's quite clever because if you just have robots, you don't actually have to have talking.
Yeah, there we go.
Saving money on VR. You're right.
Yeah, that looks...
VR headset.
That
Oculus.
looks quite good. I'm so glad I have an Oculus Rift. Finally, I have a game to play.
Reclaim your world. I mean, they've obviously saved money on voice acting by having the robots.
Yes. Yeah. I know, that was the best thing Chris Roberts could have done.
Stormland is the chief creative officer at Insomniac Games.
Oh, look at Green Cup.
Chad Desern.
You and that cup.
We don't read everything. We don't read everything at the beginning. No. Reading things? This is all about pictures.
I came here to be a community leader, not to read.
Exactly.
is this game all about? Well,
can I just say something? Why did the PC people just look terrible?
Wait, whoa.
They're nerds. What'd you expect?
They just look terrible. I just...
To be fair, his genes are quite high. And they're not even torn.
I mean, I don't want anyone to come in like dressed with a baseball cap and looking like they're trying to be younger than they are. But
I do. That's what I do.
I just
I live my life.
Bit of effort.
That looks awesome.
You're a bit of a fan. VR is like, I'm not there. I'm not. I can't. I get sick. I get nauseous.
I was playing From Other Suns with Maya yesterday, and that game is so much fun.
I'm so, yeah. I kind of, yeah, I love the idea. I mean, I don't know why my internet's dying again. I love the idea of, I think maybe because it goes full screen. I don't know.
It's dangerous, though, because I played it standing up for the first time yesterday. And ended up walking into my studio wall.
Yeah.
Oh, but
because I turned around and didn't realise. I thought I was walking towards my desk.
Oh wow. Okay, yeah, that's do you have to like hook yourself in to like things so you don't?
Well, no, you can draw like a boundary around you, but I'm just too lazy to do that.
Draw a boundary, okay.
Yeah, so
like a towel
when you're approaching, approaching the boundary.
Put some tape down, and the game realizes it puts a imaginary like a little reminder on your side your goggles that you're getting close to the tape. You should probably take a step back.
I mean, yeah, I mean, yay.
Yay, VR games! I'm gonna spend $800 on a device for my computer to play a 50-cent game.
Oh, good! Now we can play together.
Yeah.
Something I didn't buy because I had to buy a 1080 Ti to play those graphics. So
yeah,
I'm sorry.
Well done.
I'm out.
PC Master Race.
Bye, Madness. We'll just be here.
We'll just stay here and talk about nothing.
Those inverted penises.
Oh, it's someone.
I think we're about to move on to the next game.
Yeah, because you think the girl comes back?
Every time I hear world exclusive or first look, I'm like, oh, not Star Citizen.
Yeah.
She's made an effort. She makes me happy to be back on the PC channel. I'm happy to be on the PC channel with her.
I think she looks lovely too.
I'm glad I got my Oculus Rift. I don't care what you guys say. I've really enjoyed it.
No, I'm just, I would get nauseous, and VR is like, not quite there. I was excited about it.
10 p.m. GMP start. Do we know when they're going to be up here? I don't think we know when exactly the Star Citizen event is going to be. I'm looking for it right now. Maybe I can save us some time.
Ooh, Art Nouveau, another kind of
black and white. Oh yeah, that you're gonna put that 1080 Ti to work, man.
I'm telling you, this is what I'm saying.
It's
saying
okay, you can play it on your phone.
All this is what I mean. All these game developers that are on PC, like you just said, are all indie guys. So they make everything stylized, so it doesn't require really heavy graphic systems.
How do you know? It might be really badly optimized and might be all of your VRAM.
It's just like Star Citizen is the only one that clearly is just saying it's literally everything can be worked on a 1050 other than Star Citizen.
Everything can be run on my phone so far, mostly, except for the.
But here's the thing: I don't want every game to look like Star Citizen.
Is this got stuck on?
Back in the Crisis days, I didn't want everything to look like Crisis because.
This just got stuck.
The games industry gets boring. I want to have stylized games that look different.
Is it stuck on it for you guys?
No,
it's my screen.
My internet works over here in Wales.
Shut up. I don't know why my internet's not working. Why are you breaking internet? I'm gonna have to do it. I'm gonna have to do a download speed test.
Designed in Microsoft Paint. What the hell?
Oh my god. Oh jeez.
It actually is designed in Microsoft Paint. This is amazing.
Oh wow, that looks so good.
Just
1080. My 1080 is burning playing this game.
Yeah. I don't know. It could be interesting.
Oh, come on, computer!
Yes,
for fuck's
look,
sake!
this game is able to do something that Star Citizen isn't. Hover off the
Hover.
ground.
Hover off the ground. No, they cheat. Well, that's good enough for us. You go ahead and cheat.
It's actually got a smoke trail behind it that works.
Blazing fast speeds. Unlike the Nox, which does not have a smoke trail behind it.
We need purple.
What is
going in 2018, everybody? Yeah, exactly. Just need a 10. You just need your 870 GTX back again.
I have a 570 somewhere. I have a GTX 570 Ti. I actually have 2 of them in my apartment somewhere.
That's
so where we find out tomorrow in the press that the video didn't actually render correctly.
I'm sorry for anyone. I
for
can't go.
For this game.
I can't go for some reason. I can't go full screen. Otherwise, the video just goes.
Oh.
So I'm gonna have to keep it on small screen for some reason. Oh. It's really annoying.
It's dying.
No, I don't know why. It just on full screen. I'm gonna go theatre mode.
10 minutes of them talking about
theatre mode. Sable.
Joining me to talk about
yeah.
Probably not one I'm gonna play personally.
On stage, it's Daniel Feinberg and Greg Kithriottis.
It could be nice though.
Journey.
It could be Journey.
It did have that feel to it, but not quite as pretty.
Open world. It's not a game about combat.
It's a game about solitude, and it's a game about
solitude.
You play Sable, a girl leaving her home.
It does look very kind of almost what's the Studio Gimli kind of styling a little bit. You know, it's like kind of Studio Gimli flavor.
Do you just mean like cell shaded? Because that's what it is. It's cell shaded, right? Yeah. And this is what most cell shaded games look like.
Yes.
Where's the origins of this?
So we were really heavily inspired by.
Yeah, not my like. I don't mind playing cell shaded games as long as like I don't know. I don't. I don't like the.
Video. Sorry. It's so that we can hear us talking about it. Trash. Sorry. 3. I haven't got the audio up really loud. If you want to watch it, I'm like. I don't want to have it too loud. Also, they're mumbling. So.
Oh yeah, they're hideously mumbling.
And yeah, we're really pleased to be able to show it to everyone.
Yeah, and I mean, I know that you two consist of most of the core development.
Created by my friend Josh.
What about the music?
You two consist of the core of the development. You two.
Oh, yeah, the T-shirt. Yes, of course.
Yeah, right. So she, Michelle, she.
Good for you, indie guys. I respect. I love you guys. I think these guys make great games, and I'm always happy to buy them for £5.
It all just came together so beautifully.
10 years, 2 years later or something.
You guys are really regular about updating, blogs, sharing what's going on with the development. Where can people go to find more?
Sometimes, and I might be the only person in the world that does this. Sometimes I will buy a game just to to support the development studio.
Same.
And then never play it.
I usually play it, but if I don't like it, but I don't feel bad because I think to myself, well, it's like charity, isn't it? Really.
I actually went through my Steam the other day. Oh, well, exclusive, not.
Oh, we go, Star Citizen. Here we go.
Oh, it's happening.
Squadron 42 released.
Oh god.
There we go.
Oh, I'm seeing the scam. Everybody's typing scam. Oh, already it's something new. I'm gonna go full screen.
Okay.
That looks like Kirsten.
It's actually quite good. We can see what people are saying in chat. Scam Citizen. Look at that. This is what we talk about. The image the game has perceived already.
It's so sad.
That's
Look
a bangle.
lazy scam. Look at that. Wow.
Release date 2025. LOL, Star Citizen.
Such a shame.
I know.
Look at this. 600i.
Shaky camera.
A reclaimer running over something. Oh, that's fucking amazing.
Oh, that is cool.
Squadron 42, maybe?
This has to be Squadron 42.
Yeah.
This can't.
But we haven't heard any voice acting.
Turrets working well.
Yeah, we hope. Crossing my fingers. Of course, it's pre-rendered. There's the new Bangle. Don't even fucking put a release date up there.
Yeah.
Prayer update coming event soon.
I would have preferred a Squadron.
Is that it? That better not be fucking it. It's just
that's it. And I doubt they'll even have anybody. Yep, nobody even on stage.
Coming up on the PC gaming show.
Scam! Oh my god, like...
Okay. A closer look at the
and that's
Walking
it.
Dead.
It was a nice trailer, though. That's probably the nicest
It was the trailer
I
for the
think they've
next
done.
fucking patch. Kill me,
Yeah.
please. Oh my god.
Oh no. Oh no, there we
You know,
are.
do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? It's like it's beautiful. It looks amazing. There's no question. I cannot say that whoever the team that did the work on that, it looks fantastic. Well done.
That
really great job. Really great job. I got to say that out there. I'm 100%, no sarcasm aside, wonderful job. The problem, and I feel really sorry for the people that did it, is look at the chat still going on about Star Citizen. It's the problem you've got is you've got 5 years of those type of adverts and no game. And that's the problem, unfortunately, and that's why we've got all this shit going on the side of the thing. And the truth is yeah, the diehard fans out there will be like, oh, fuck them, who cares? They'll all be joining the game when it's finished. I hope you're right, and I hope I'm right on this one. I'm sure we're right. We've got to be right. We've got to get behind it, because... Heartbreaking, man. It's just, yeah.
It doesn't bother me. It is what it is. You always get arseholes like that. And you got a lot of people jumping on the bandwagon. For the sake of jumping on the bandwagon, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I get disheartened when I see that amount of shit on the side. It's like,
I don't
know. That is the perception.
Yeah,
that is the perception of your company, and that is just being pushed around.
So I'm saying image. This is what I keep talking about. This is what we talked about at the beginning of the show, and this is what it's glad actually we've come around full circle to it. It's that image is being eroded. That success, that name, Chris Roberts, is being eroded. You are. Dare I say it can all be turned around, obviously, with a great game, but it's just like, so
you're gonna have to knock it out of the goddamn park.
Yeah, you're making it. That's why you have to keep delaying it that much further. What's he saying?
I agree with Miz.
Too
Stop
early.
advertising shit when you don't have shit to offer. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't understand why they did this. The whole point of not being.
We see all these capital ships. Look how many capital ships we saw. Have we got a single capital ship in the game to play?
The Idris is probably very close to being finished, but are they going to let anybody touch it until Squadron
3.2
releases?
In 3.2, are we going to play it in 3.2? Was that Squadron? We don't even. Was that
Squadron
Squadron 42?
Squadron 42 to release before you even get a hands on the Idris. Never mind how many people have pledged for one. How long have they been waiting to touch their Idris?
Yeah, I mean, did they put the Zach Squadron 42, or is that Star Citizen? Is that the MMO part of the game? No, that's just another big fancy shiny trailer showing.
That was for the next update. That was Star Citizen.
So that's the update with capital ships in it, the Bengal and
no, none of that shit's in. There's a bunch of shit that's not even in there. It's just eye candy. That's all it was.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's just 5 years of showing eye candy it's fine. I mean, the game is eye candy. It's beautiful, desktop screensavers. But like I said, the core mechanics, the core technical parts. End of this year, I'm judging it. End of this year for this game. If they haven't got some of these core mechanics in game, I'm gonna have to do a big video on this and just be like, this is seriously, like, come on.
If you remember back to the beginning of the year, I said, if we don't see some substantial gameplay by the end of the year, I will start to seriously doubt the project. Well, no, not necessarily doubt the project. I'm sure the project will.
I'm going to step away. I'm going to step away. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to step away.
Do the same thing.
I'll step away for a year and I'll come back next year. That's what I'll do. The reality is, and it just for my own, so that I don't end up hating the project, and I don't want to hate. I'm a big fan, big fan, but I don't want to hate the project, and I think they don't want us to hate the project. So I'll just step away. It'll just become like a one-off. I'll just step away for a bit, and just kind of be like, all right, I'm just gonna come back in a year's time and see what happens, because. Yeah, I'm not going to put more resources and my kind of emotional kind of like thing on the line for this for it anymore. It's like I just kind of want to, But I that's what I mean. Is I'm confident saying that because I know the end of this year it's going to be awesome. So I don't think I'm going to have too much to worry about.
They better. They absolutely better, because like there's a lot of bullshit going on. Like everybody saw the Twitch chat there as soon as Star Citizen got mentioned. Scam.
Yeah. This is why it keeps being called a scam, because they keep showing these
No. The reason why people call it a scam because that's the only thing people know about Star Citizen. The meme is what people ingest. People ingest that meme. The meme it keeps getting pushed out, and then people grab onto that meme, and that's all they know about the project. That's the only thing they know about Star Citizen is the negativity, the vitriol. Because that's the only thing being talked about.
They go, this amount of money, cost this much money, still no game, still nothing. More money,
what the
more
fuck's
money,
with this
ask for
duck?
more money. Fuck knows. Drake, this is the new Drake. This is the new Drake right here for Star Citizen. He's come live to talk about the new Drake release, the new ship. This is the Drake.
I need to be up for work at 7
Oh, sorry.
a.m.
Yes, go. Yeah. No worries. I just realised we were chatting on for ages. We've had the release for Star Citizen. We will talk about it, obviously, more over the week. I think we'll call it there on the E3. I think this is getting tragic when you get ducks on the show.
I wonder if she's gonna give me grapes. I'm gonna close the window too. Like I'm done. Like it's been garbage popping up on the screen. Indie games that I'm not interested in.
Yeah. I'm silence. It's just literally like tumbleweed.
I was watching.
I
know. Good duck.
It's weird.
All right. So what do we got on the podcast here? Limit of monies, VoIP, cell phone.
Sorry for guys in chat. If you've got any questions, anyone that's thrown, I don't think even had the question thing open this evening. I do apologize. It's been a bit of a random one. This happens. It's a bit of a random one this week. We've got E3. We'll be back strong again next week with a bit more formula. But hey, it's quite fun. I've enjoyed it. It's been fun to discuss E3, discuss some of the upcoming games. This is one of the things we're
just stunned. I think we're all just a little stunned over how little we expected the E3 thing to be a little more substantial. I think we're all just a little stunned.
If you remember back to earlier, I said it's going to be nothing. We're not going to see anything new. We didn't see anything new, but I was expecting to see somebody on stage.
I was hoping, yeah, me too. I was hoping there was going to be a presenter. We're going to have something to talk about there. Nope, it was just a commercial. Just a goddamn commercial for the next.
I am going to go get into bed now and watch that again because it was very sexy.
It was beautiful.
It was definitely pretty good.
Beautiful, great job. Appreciate all the hard work of the people that put that trailer and the video and everything, because I know that it wouldn't have been easy to do. So great job. It does look beautiful. It does show off the game beautiful. It's just a shame that we still don't have a good enough game to be able to, because that will appeal to some people who watch it if they didn't see the chat and when they see that video. And we want to get a lot of new people come in. I'm sure HC you're going to experience it in the next couple of hours or days, whatever. People will see that and will get excited, and then they'll come in and they'll start asking lots of questions, as it always happens, and then you'll be left explaining to them, no, there's no capital ships in game. No, you can't buy ships in game.
Nope, not yet.
No, you have to spend $200 to really enjoy the game.
Look at this though.
You know, and that's the sad thing.
Look at this.
And then they'll start going, "Oh, it is a scam." So I haven't got anything up. I've closed everything down.
I can't remember what this is called.
And it's already starting. I'm checking 4chan right now, and everybody is rather disappointed. And I'm checking Reddit, and everybody's rather disappointed.
What a surprise.
What a surprise. And let's go check Spectrum because I hate myself.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be hard for streamers. That's the thing, is the streamers ultimately are the front to this part of, you know, we talk about the community managers, and no, I'm sorry, but like the streamers really do kind of like people like Bad News Baron, who've like you know, they got like they've built tried to build their whole thing around Star Citizen, Twerk, and WTFO and all the rest of it, and even us guys trying as well. It's not it's hard. It's really hard. It's hard when people come in and say scam, and I don't know. I'm just kind of,
it doesn't bother me. I'm
not here to defend the project. That's up to CIG.
I feel sorry for the people at CIG. Do you know what I mean? That's the thing, is I feel sorry for them.
Actual people,
me.
I know.
Yeah, the actual people who put the hard work in, and they're being ruined because, like I already say, one person just keeps fucking around for ages. Anyway,
it's like Forgotten Lord said earlier, because somebody, when I was at BritainCon, they were really shocked. Somebody was really shocked, or a couple of people were really shocked when I said I'd really have zero interest in meeting Chris Roberts. And it's like Forgotten Lord said, I don't have faith in Chris Roberts. I have faith in the team that Chris Roberts has assembled. That's the thing. I would rather meet the Jay Lees and Brians than meet Chris.
Sean,
I have no interest in meeting Chris. He's just a businessman.
Sean Tracy, Brian Chambers. You know, those are the people I trust. Like Chris Roberts can
meet all of them. I don't mind, but it's like I said. When you saw the chat there, and then I see the trailer, and then all I think is that's all people's perception, and that's he has 280,000 people, isn't it? Roughly 180,000 people.
Yeah, over 100,000, 150,000.
So 100,000. That's probably more than people that play Star Citizen, and you just this wall of scam.
But let's have a look at the funding tomorrow morning and see what happens.
Yes. Okay. So here, let's talk about the funding.
Yep.
We got Eris was on the from I believe it was Relay, was on the last Astropub with me, and we talked about this. Apparently, because the Hercules sold so well, the reason why the Hercules sold so well is because Concierge, bought most of it.
The whales. The people who've already spent a fortune have already bought it.
Yeah.
Not everyone else.
So right now, Star Citizen is being kept afloat. Well, not assuming they have anything in the bank. They probably do, because remember, they made $30 million a year for 6 years, and they didn't have 500 people, 400, 500 people in their company for all those years. So they probably have a reserve.
Yeah.
But anyways, currently, what's moving money is Concierge, the whales. I think a lot of the normies.
Stop. Well, we stopped.
Wow.
I've stopped.
Yeah.
I've stopped. I only hit Concierge because I'm a streamer.
Yeah,
I would never have hit Concierge if I wasn't a streamer. I would be stuck probably around the 300, I think, 400, and I think I'll be happy there because I've got my combat ship, I've got my a few land vehicles, and whatever else. I'll be happy. It's around about, I think it's 300, 400. I won obviously the Aquila, so that doesn't count. I was always going to just go for the first tier ships, maybe the first tier combat, and then the second tier combat. That was it, pretty much, and a cargo thing, and then earn the rest in game. That's as far as I wanted to go, and still want to go, really. So yeah, it's crazy. I don't know about you guys, but I would never have. Oh yeah, no.
I've got the ships that I wanted. That I wanted from when I first discovered Star Citizen. Even if I have ships that weren't concepted then, I have ships that do the jobs that I'm interested in. That's the thing, and I don't need multiple ships for those professions.
So
as far as I'm concerned,
here's the thing. Here's the. So if we're down to the core group, so before you had the fat or whatever, you're around the edge, I'm trying to think of a way of kind of analogizing, like as if it's like a sweet, you have your hard shell on the outside, then you got slightly soft, and then you got your hardcore in the middle. And the hardcore is the Concierge, the whales, they're the, if we're down to them now funding the game, or funding the on these big sail ships, has it always been them buying the big ones, do you think, or is it only a recent thing?
Potentially.
I think maybe we had an even smattering of people, but I definitely hear from some of the people who are Concierge that they're slowing down as well, who visit my channel consistently. But I think there are people out there who'll just buy anything that gets thrust in front of them. The hardcore, essentially. I would almost I hate throwing this word around. I really do, but the cultists, the people who just flock to the Star Citizen cult.
People who don't even take part in the community.
Yes.
They just buy.
They don't read nothing. They just see new concept ship, click, bought. I hate to throw that word around, but there are some people out there who are really, 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 really wrapped up into this project.
Yeah, it's like I bought. Okay, I think it's the same. I think that's the thing. Is like a few people bought. People do tend to buy, like the dragonflies. If you're people won't want to miss out. Like the 100, they'll maybe pick up a 100i for the LTI, and maybe a smaller. I might buy like at the end of the day, it's just like buying one computer game, right? So it's like, I'll just buy a 35 quid dragonfly or something equivalent, or small price. So and I'll do that. But I won't go and buy 10. I won't go 5. I won't buy 5 of them. I'll just buy one for myself, and that's it. And I'm certainly not interested in spending any more money than.
Yeah, and like Dirk says in chat, some people just they'll buy 100. I know a couple of people that bought several dozen dragonflies for LTI token. That's another you're adding $40 to every ship you purchase after that, just to have potential LTI when the anniversary sale rolls around.
Yeah.
So that's like investing in the future. That's like I intend to spend even more money than I spent that day on Star Citizen. That kind of stuff.
Crazy stuff. Right. Okay. Moist has to go. We're gonna have to close it down. So, yeah. You have to go. You have to go to work. That's been really fun. Thank you for everyone that's hung out with us this evening on this kind of roller coaster ride. We will all depart. I'm going to put up the an outro, as it were, kind of video, and leave these guys. Thank you so much. You can know where to catch. If you don't know where to catch us by now, you're crazy. You can catch Moist Noodle. You can catch Vertigo on Vertigo, and you can catch me around. Obviously, thank you for the Patreons, thank you for the subs, thank you for the follows, all that good stuff that you guys are great. Thank you for the donations that have been recent. It really helps us out, and we've got some other things planned. And yeah, don't forget merchandise and t-shirts and all that great stuff. If you want to, you can support us that way. It's really helpful. Have a fantastic rest of the evening, great day, great week, and yeah, we'll see you guys later. And I'm going to leave this outro, and then I'm just going to end the stream, so there'll be no hosting anybody tonight. It's just going to end it.